why the fuck it's taking so fucking long. Oh, there it fucking goes. Who's in here? What's you all up to tonight? I'll get started here in just a minute, but I want more people to join. If y'all can hear my music, let me know. What's up, man? I see you comment all the time on my videos, and thank you so much, man. You're fucking awesome, just so you know that. And sorry I didn't comment to your last one, but I just honestly didn't check it yet. Good old coffee. Y'all like my shirt? Manson? This is official, just so you guys know, too. So, it's pretty fucking awesome. And, tonight, we also got my corn kit. It's pretty fucking sweet, too. Did any of you guys end up going to record store day? Did you guys end up picking anything? Yeah, thank you. My shirt is dope. You know, this was actually one of the first Manson shirts I bought when I first started collecting, like, Manson stuff again. So it was kind of weird that this, I don't know, I just thought, like, I should go with the original logo and not, like, you know, something else. I want to start from, like, the beginning, you know what I mean? Now I think I got, like, 12, 13 something Manson shirts. Oh, here, let me turn my light on so I can see better, but I want to show you guys this other shirt I got too recently. So, I know other people out there have like a Patreon and shit. I don't know if any of you guys like Vinny Paz, but I got this shirt from his Patreon that I'm joined to. I think I pay like $10 a month or whatever. It's cool because you get to like watch videos like a day early or whatever. And I don't even really care about that. I didn't even honestly know if he was going to send a shirt out or not. They talked about it, and then all of a sudden it just showed up one day, so I was kind of happy about that. You don't support Record Store Day releases. Well, there was two things, well, technically three things I really wanted for Record Store Day, and there's pros and cons to it. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys about how I feel about it, and I already kind of went over it in a video, but I also just watched a video by Fallow Guru. I don't know if you ever watched her channel. I believe she's in Canada too. There's some really great Canada people that do fucking awesome vinyl shows. If you haven't checked out Fallow Guru, go check her out. She's got fucking a huge ass following. She's fucking awesome. So like what she was saying is, so there are record stores out there that have been upping the price. So there's supposed to be guidelines to Record Store Day, okay? You're not supposed to charge over a certain amount for a fucking record. You're not supposed to post it online and make more money off a record. And I feel like now, this is probably my third year I went, it's a fucking cash grab to me. It just seems like the first year I did it, it was fine. It was great. I didn't really know what the fuck it was. I had no idea what, you know, I didn't know that these were only, you know, records that were released for Record Store Day. I had no fucking idea. But I found out later on that, you know, it's a thing that happens every year. We get it, you know, so many times a year, whatever. That's cool. But this year I only went for Linkin Park, Motorola. One, because, you know, when it got released earlier this year, I couldn't find a copy and everybody wanted like $100 for it. Fuck you, I'm not paying $100 for it. I'll go to the store and buy it on record store day. It'll definitely be cheaper than $100. It was more expensive than I thought it would be. Okay, most record stores were charging, I think, $26 to $28 for it. My store had it for $34. Okay, same thing with Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine went for $36 at Newberry Comics, where I'm from. You could buy it off the In-Groove online for $28. You might have to pay shipping afterwards, but still. Okay, I'm in the store. I shouldn't have to pay just as much to get it shipped to me, to my door, as in inside the store, and I feel like their prices were high. And plus, okay, Biggie Duets. Great album. I listened to that album when I was in high school. I like Biggie Smalls. I love Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die was like my favorite album by him. But they wanted $54, I believe, for that double album. It's only 2 LPs. It's a gatefold, I think. And other than that, I really don't know anything about it. I don't think it's ever been released on vinyl. I could be wrong. But I was like super upset about that. Like, I just couldn't pay a store $54 for something like that. Like, I know it's going to be more online, but I felt like they were already charging too much as it was. Like, and I felt like it was more of a cash grab than anything. And it just really upset me. And honestly, it's to the point where I don't ever want to support Record Store Day again. I'm all set. It's just like one of those things where, you know, you can buy it secondhand later on, but, you know, that's cool, whatever. But then another thing I wanted to show you guys, I don't know if any of you guys follow my Instagram, I got this Cottonmouth Kings Capital promo. I bought it for, I think, $24 and change, and these normally go for like $125 to like $150. I was super happy. I found a copy on Discogs. And on Bong Token Alcoholics, there's a verse on there that's not on the original Royal Highness LP, which is pretty fucking dope too. So, like, when I went to Record Store Day, the only album I got was Linkin Park. That was it. I didn't buy anything else. That was the only album I grabbed. I don't care about anything else. I was like, whatever. I wanted Rage Against the Machine, but they didn't have it. But then they got Rage Against the Machine. My brother took a picture of it the other day when he was down there. Cypress Hill, I really like Cypress Hill's first couple albums. I like Black Sunday and their first self-titled album. And I like Skull and Bones. That was pretty good too. I have a lot of their stuff on CD. I just don't own it on vinyl yet. When I start collecting vinyl, there's certain albums that I would buy on vinyl versus, you know, like certain albums I've had on CD forever. And basically, I'm just trying to buy the albums that I'm more likely going to listen to than the ones I'm not going to listen to. And to be honest, Cypress Hill's not something I'm going to listen to every day. Maybe like Black Sunday or their very first album I probably have in a rotation somewhat, a little bit more than their other stuff. But Temple of the Boom was pretty good too. I really liked that one. And then they had that beef with Ice Cube and fucking West Side Connection for a little while there. But I definitely do like them. I don't hate them by any means. I actually just bought a DVD because it was Cypress Hill, Snoop Dogg, Cottonmouth Kings, and like some other people. Oh, Bone Thugs and Harmony, which was pretty fucking dope. I was like the Smoke Out tour or something. It was like $6 online, so I just bought it. I was like, whatever, fuck it. It's cool. So how is everybody tonight? What y'all doing? What y'all up to? Are you guys doing anything special for the night? Just hanging out. Ooh. Sound like thunder outside where I'm at. Oh, yeah, severe thunderstorm warning. So hold on a second. Let me shut off this and open up the window so you guys can hear it. Definitely went for a while. Do that shit inside. Any of y'all guys ever like thunderstorms? So like here in New Hampshire, we get some really good ones, and I must say, it's fucking roaring out there right now. Shut off my light, see if I can actually see the thunder. Battle of Los Angeles. See, I actually do like that album quite a bit. I actually liked it a lot more when it first came out. Only because at that time, they were like really famous by then. Great band. Just everything about them. Like, I used to love Rage Against the Machine a lot. Actually, I still do. Because if you look through, I have every Rage album on vinyl. So, I mean, it's really, I really like Rage Against the Machine. I always have. And I always felt like they were better than most bands because they had, like, that funk to it. But they never used, like, turntables or electronical devices. But they had that, like, hip-hop-ish, you know, with Tom scratching on the guitar where it sounded like turntables or, you know, just anything weird like that I was like, you know. And Zach De La Rose is a great MC, to be honest with you. That dude can rap, that dude can sing, that dude can scream. He can very much do it all. Honestly, my favorite album by them, I think, is Evil Empire. That one really stuck with me as a kid growing up. I think that album came out when I was about 10 years old, maybe 12. I can't remember the exact year. I think it came out in 96. So it came out in 96. I'm probably actually, to be honest, like 11 years old. I like Year of the Boomerang. It's one of my favorite songs. I really also like their first self-titled album. And of course, they got that song with Maynard too, which is fucking awesome. I just saw that. I don't know if any of you guys saw that flash. Holy shit. So if the power shuts off on you guys, just know that the power went out, so I can't go live. If it does shut off, I'll go live on my phone. But right now I'm using my computer. And holy fuck was that loud. That kind of scared me, to be honest with you. That was a good one. Like, holy shit, man. That's why I was shut off all my AC and shit. I want to be able to, like, see it come through. I just get fucking nervous with that shit. Oh my god. My daughter just messaged me. She's like, "Dad, are you okay?" She's the best kid that you could ever ask for. Honestly, I love being a parent. People of the Sun is definitely a great song. I always loved Bulls on Parade, though. That was like my favorite song growing up, and I didn't even understand the song until afterwards. But like on my days off, basically I just try to YouTube, be a dad. YouTube and be a dad. Oh, and clean and do laundry and pay bills, adulting shit, which, you know, it is what it is. I just hate bills, to be honest with you, especially living alone, because I feel like, you know, when you live by yourself and you pay all your bills by yourself, like, there's albums I want to get, and yes, a lot of people always make the remark on, oh, but you spend so much money on vinyl. Okay, well, first of all, until people start sending me money, like, or I start making money off YouTube, I really don't think that that comment is anybody else's concern. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing to do with you. You don't support me. I go to work my ass off. And, you know, it would be great to have support and I appreciate everybody that watches my channel. But to sit there and judge me on how much money I spend on what I do with my own money is nobody's business, considering I'm paying all my bills myself. And I feel like, frankly, if you're going to go that route, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course I spend a lot of money on vinyl. That's what I collect. I'm a collector. Like, what do you expect? And plus, it's a hobby for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love music. I've always loved music. And I will continue to love music. An album that's not pressed on vinyl but should. Whew. I think there's quite a few albums that are not pressed on vinyl that should be. I'm trying to think of some. Like, for hip-hop wise, I would say, like, Cottonmouth Kings, Rolling Stone. For, like, rock-wise, I would say, like, Marilyn Manson, Remix and Repent, and The Last Tour on Earth, which that never got an official pressing, but there's a bootleg of it. Cool, man. What's up, man? How you been doing? Glad to see you here, man. But there's a lot of albums out there that I look up that are they're just not pressed on vinyl. And it's just not there. You know what I mean? Like, I can't name them all because I can't think of them right this second. But I definitely know that there have definitely been albums. Oh, okay. Like, here's one. I don't know if you guys know the band Cold, but their first debut album, their second album, that should have been pressed on vinyl. Stained, their very first album, should have been pressed on vinyl. You're good? Good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad you're good. It's nice to see you guys pop up in my chat there. I'm happy to chat with you guys. If you guys have any questions for me, anything you want to talk about, just write it down in the comment there. And I am just warning you guys right now, we have a severe thunderstorm right now going on. It's like raining and thundering pretty bad. So if my power goes out, I'll go back live on my phone because I have some juice left on my phone. But I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of fucked up here right now. It's sunny here. Where do you live, cool man? I'm over in fucking New Hampshire, dude, so I'm up by, like, Vermont and the Canadian border and shit. I just think it's crazy that it's fucking thundering out. Like, I could hear that shit. My fucking... Dude, I had my goddamn AC going. LA, see, that's where. Yeah, I would say Korn, See You on the Other Side, too, but I couldn't remember the Korn album that wasn't pressed on vinyl. I had my AC going, 2 fans going. My windows are usually like covered up because it's so hot, so I just try to keep it out. Caesar, what's up, bro? You're from Phoenix? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm all the way in fucking New Hampshire, so this shit starts thundering. I could fucking hear the rumble over my AC, over my fans. I can't see outside, so I had to like open up my window, shut off all that shit. So I'm just letting you guys know it's like pretty bad outside right now, so if the power does go out for whatever reason, it wasn't me just logging out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't get upset with me, please. Like, and I like coming on here every Monday to talk to you guys because you guys are awesome. Phoenix, Arizona. So, have you ever, Caesar, have you ever been to the In Groove, the record store there that's owned by Mike? He has a YouTube channel called The In Groove. From Florida, huh? Yeah, my baby mama's in Florida. Yeah, you have? Aw, man, I can't wait to go there one of these days. One of these days, I'm going to end up taking a road trip, go across country, and I'm definitely fucking stopping there. You love Drowning Pool? Drowning Pool is a good band, but I feel like they were really, really underrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, you know, certain bands, they just didn't get the love that they should have. And there are certain bands out there where I felt they should have got more love than they were. Awesome, Deftones Around the Fur. That's a great album, though. And I was actually spinning that, not yesterday, but the day before. Yeah, they definitely can be a pain, but they usually are fun. Last road trip I had, God, I don't even remember. It was like fucking years ago. My kid was first born. We took a road trip to Boston, and then we went uh, to Maine for a little while. We went to a couple different places. The baby mama's in Florida, so I ain't ever fucking going there. Tony, how's it going, man? Good to see you too. Hope you guys are doing all good. Tony, where are you from, anyways? What state, or are you up in Canada? Are you in the U.S.? Because over here, I'm over here in New Hampshire. I was just telling these guys, yeah, Fear Factory should definitely be bigger. Cold Chamber, I fucking love Cold Chamber's first two albums. Their third album, I really didn't get into. South Carolina, dude, I've been there before. That's awesome. Last time though I was in South Carolina, I was probably like 6 years old, so it was like a family trip thing. But it was fucking fun as hell, so I didn't mind it. We went to a lot of different places that year. It was like I think we were gone for like 2 months. We traveled and stayed with some of my aunts and uncles, and yeah, we did a lot of cool shit. I remember back then I had this like Ninja Turtle that could like swim in the water, so like we went to the beach and I let it swim in the water and it broke off. Yeah, I think Cold Chamber. I didn't wasn't a fan of them at first, but I went to the store. Yeah, see, I have Fear Factory Obsolete. That's my favorite album by them. But I feel like Cold Chamber, for them, I wasn't really like ever a big fan of them when they first came out. I seen their album. I knew that they're on Roadrunner Records, which was, where a lot of metal bands were. And I was like, I was at the store one day, and of course they had a used CD section, and they had, a regular, CD section where you could buy like brand new CDs and shit. And Cold Chamber was there, and it was like $6 and change. And I had like $2 or $3, maybe $4, something like that. And I asked my mom, I was like, "Hey, let me get like 250 or something that I needed for it." She gave it to me, and I got Cold Chamber's first album that day, and I went home and it was on CD, and I listened to it, and I wasn't like super thrilled with it at first, but I started to like it more and more and more. See, the people say the same thing though about Snot. They say Snot started the new metal thing, but if you really think about it, Korn did. And I don't know what everybody's opinion on Snot is, or if any of you guys have heard of Snot. The dude, lead singer was Lynn Strait. He got in a car accident. Well, a truck fucking hit him. The driver was drunk, killed him and his dog. His dog was on the first cover. Um, you know, yeah, Get Some. That was an amazing album. And then you gotta, if you ever heard Straight Up, which is the tribute to Lynn Strait, which is fucking phenomenal. It's so amazing. Has really good artists. It's got like Head Pete, Korn, Limp Bizkit, Soulfly, Ozzy. Um, yeah, I got Snot record on vinyl too. I was actually gonna go over that album here pretty soon. That's one of the albums that I plan on going over with you guys eventually. Here's pretty soon. I want to do a vinyl review on Snot, Get Some, and then eventually I want to do a vinyl review on the Straight Up album. The Straight Up album was a little bit harder to get than Snot, but I'm super happy I got it. The only reason why Snot was easier to get on vinyl because that was made by um, um, what the fuck was it? Music on Vinyl. Seven Dust. I did like their first three albums too, a lot. Home was pretty much the last album I technically listened to. I went out to the store, bought it day one on CD, just like most people, and I loved it. Denial was an amazing fucking great song. And you know that a fun fact is when Cold Chamber recorded their first album, Korn was in the studio with them, and Jonathan Davis is on the hidden track. You can hear him in the background when they're joking around and shit. Just fun fact for you guys. And they're even mentioned in the, you would call them like liner notes, but like on the NCD booklet, you know what I'm saying? The booklet, open it up, see where it talks about all the bands they think, you know, Deftones and all that. Seven Dust, I always loved them. I thought Seven Dust, you know the one that has that song Bitch on it? That was like one of my favorite songs ever back in the day. So like if somebody pissed me off, I'd play that song to them. Like, this is a song for you, motherfucker. Figure out Chino Moreno. Oh, you didn't know that? So if you ever watch Korn Through the Now, it shows them recording Wicked with Chino Moreno. You should definitely check it out. It's a great DVD. Fun fact, here, I'll show you this. If you buy this Deuces album, or not album, DVD online, you can buy it off eBay for like dirt cheap. Last I knew, it came from like a different country or whatever. But it has Korn Who Then Now and Deuces and music videos and all this extra shit. I actually have an original copy of Korn Who Then Now on DVD. But this has like their first two videos on there. Like the actual movies that they made. Who Then Now was the original one. I had that one on VHS when I was a kid. It does show a lot of good stuff. Yeah, Life is Peachy was a great album, though, honestly. I like their first album the best. Korn's, like, original first album, that's forever going to be one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, I'm always going to love that album no matter what. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like new metal. I mean, it is the way it is. Listen to Stuck Joe's Declaration of said Stuck Mojos. They were one of the new Lemonade Brownies. That was their first album. Mean Machine. I don't think a lot of people know that though. You know what I mean? Because they came out with that one hit wonder album, made a bunch of money, and they didn't care after that. They just wanted to make money. I think at first it was probably for the music, but you know, that Lemonade Brownies album, that's just straight fire. Fucking people are arguing again here. It's so ridiculous. My neighbors upstairs, they're fucking ridiculous. And you guys remember Lemonade Brownies by Sugar Ray? It was a fucking great album. I'm not even gonna front on that, dude. Like, I remember watching the video for Mean Machine. Shit was dope. Ah, dude, the amount of Manson and Korn pinups I used to have on my wall, like, I used to have a wall that was just straight up Manson. I kind of do now. I kind of have a couple different walls, if you ever see my Manson video. And I also have this, huge flag poster, whatever you want to call it. It's basically like a flag, and 24 by 24. It's Antichrist Superstar, and it basically covers up like half my wall. It's pretty fucking awesome. And then next to it, I have a black light, and then next to that, I have a black light Manson poster of like the Sweet Dreams poster from the 90s. I got that still in the original package, and then I framed it and put it on my wall next to that. So when you turn on the black light, both those things glow pretty good. Lemonade Brownies, one of my favorite albums. Her second album, Flood, that hit. They put them on Flies. The only song that Flood isn't New Pedal. Yeah. Still no evidence on Manson. I know. So I was on Facebook the other day, and I had to stick up for Manson because somebody was posting like that they just got Antichrist Superstar or some shit like that. I forget which one. I've seen a couple different ones, and I seen somebody post that they finally got an original copy of Portrait of American Family, which is something I still want myself. But I put hashtag I stand with Manson. People can say what they want about the man, but there's still no evidence. And like, are you gonna believe a bunch of fucking women that can't get their story straight? And especially that they corroborate. Sorry, I can't talk sometimes. They talked with each other. They set this whole thing up. They knew what they were gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't just coincidence that all their stories match. No, they made it that way. Yeah, see, I used to be the same way. I used to have all these magazines, but when I was a kid, we moved so many times, and certain times I'd take stuff down from my wall and it'd rip or whatever, because I used to use tape or sometimes tacks, and things would get ripped down, and it was just really bad. Oh, and I got another thing, too, I wanted to just say real quick. So I was thinking about doing a thing on Patreon where if you guys join, I send you out a t-shirt and a sticker for joining, and it would only be $10 a month. I think it would be like something like that. I just saw it because somebody else did something similar to that, but I feel like that's a good way to get to your audience, get them free merch, you know, especially if they're joined to your Patreon and be like a part of it. So it wouldn't technically be free, but you know what I mean. And I have like so many new ideas for t-shirts, and I have an artist that I'm working with right now that I'm trying to get drawn up or written down. So then that way you guys can see these new ideas that I have. They're gonna fucking be spectacular. System of a Down, self-titled, is their best album. Toxicity was a great follow-up to that, and I actually seen them live on their, right after Toxicity came out. I went with one of my friends who's no longer living with us. Rest in peace, Maxine. She was a great friend from high school, and I love her to death, and it just sucks that she went in for an operation and didn't come out alive. And I remember the day I got the phone call. It was a really sad day. And me and her were planning on going to our next concert, like, soon after, and getting the gang back together and hanging out, and just shit that didn't happen because I keep losing fucking friends here and there. Like, I've lost so many people within the last, like, 4 years. It's honestly ridiculous. Like, if they're not overdosing on drugs or, you know what I'm saying? Typo negative, honestly, I never really got into them. I wouldn't mind, like, sitting down and listening to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't mind checking them out. Like, I'm really open to pretty much anything. But I can tell you that if I don't like something, it's just straight up I don't like something. My favorite Limp Bizkit album is $3 Bill Y'alls. Hands down, always will be. It's not that I didn't like Significant Other. It's just that, you know, $3 Bill Y'alls is the shit. And it's not the same as the rest of their albums. And it was, I feel like, a lot harder. And then I remember, what was it, the hot dog flavored water. Like, I own a bootleg of that. I don't care to spend a bunch of money for an original. It's not even my favorite album. I don't care for every song off it. So, to me, it's really not that important. I paid like $30-40 for it. Okay, I'm cool with it. Like, I'm not in a rush to just go find an original. Yeah, a lot of people like my way. Yeah, Ed P's self-titled album, I really have not listened to that much. Head PE, for me, my breakthrough for them, honestly, was Broke. That album. That was the first album I ever heard by them, and that's why I love that album so much, because it marked a time in my life where things were changing for me. And you know how you deal with certain things, and certain things are harder to deal with others. I was at a really bad place in my life, and it wasn't even like me personally doing anything wrong. it was just my family, things that were going on. I had aunts, uncles, my grandmother. I had like 4 of my family members die within like 6 months to a year, and it was just insane because like I lost my grandmother first, and then I lost. Well, actually, first it started off with my grandfather, then my grandmother, then my uncle, and then my aunt, and then another aunt. And like now these days, I lose friends all the time. And yeah, I've heard a lot of people say they can't stand Fred Durst. I mean, I don't hate him by any means, to be honest with you. I do like a lot of their music. I just don't like everything they've ever done. I felt like they should have done more stuff like $3 Bill Y'all or Significant Other. Like the hot dog flavored water shit. That was the dumbest thing to name your fucking album. And I get why they did it, but it was just stupid on their part. Like, you couldn't think of other shit. You know, see, I've never heard of that band either. 69 Eyes. That's kind of weird. And I don't know why people can't stand Fred Durst. It might be his voice, it might be just how he acts like a jackass and shit. But I feel like a lot of his shit too was just like an appearance. You know what I mean? Like he felt like that's how people wanted him to act, so that's what he did. Because it kind of like when Manson gets on stage, it's a fucking act. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand that he's very intelligent and, like, he's a very smart person. And, you know, is he perfect? No, nobody fucking perfect, okay? I'm sorry. It's just never gonna happen. That's why I try to tell people all the time, like, sorry I'm not perfect. Games, huh? Honestly, the last game I bought, I think, was the last Call of Duty, and I'm still playing that on free-for-all. But I do want, there was a fucking game, and it was like a Western thing where, like, dude had, like, a mechanical, like, arm thing that was like a gun or some shit. I forget the fucking name of it. It was supposed to come out, I think, this year or next year. Um, yeah, you say Hollywood is the best era. Honestly, I think Antichrist Superstar was. If I could have seen Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson during Antichrist Superstar after that album came out and Nine Inch Nails The Downward Spiral, I would have been the happiest kid in the world, hands down. Like, that would have been it. Staying Dysfunction, that's an album that should have been pressed on vinyl. That's just straight up not, and I wish they would because that was an amazing album. And yeah, they did go soft after that. Like, Break the Cycle wasn't my favorite album. I actually listened to the shit out of that when it came out because I did like it, but it's not my favorite. I definitely prefer Dysfunction over that album. I actually have a bootleg of Break the Cycle. I don't know why they put out Break the Cycle, but they didn't do Dysfunction. To me, it's just stupid. And Antichrist Superstar is the best Manson album ever and era of Manson. Like, it's hard for me to explain to anybody that wasn't alive during that time. But if you was alive when that album dropped, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm saying. Because there were concerts and shit going on that it was just a crazy fucking time. And then I remember when I first saw Tool on Ozfest 96, and I didn't even know Ozfest was a thing until I fucking heard about Tool and Ozfest, and I was like, so what is this all about? And I had to, like, go figure it out or whatever. But once I found out and I listened to that whole set and watched it on TV, I was like, wow, that was fucking amazing. I want to go to Ozfest now. You know what I mean? And I feel like people just don't understand how important that time was. Like, how important it was for me as a kid to listen to Manson during the Antichrist Superstar era, during the Downward Spiral era, to listen to Deftones when they had their first 2 albums out. Korn had their first 2 albums. Then I remember when they released Follow the Leader and shit like that. It was a different time. You were scared because you grew up with Christianity. Yeah, I believe a lot of people were scared. Honestly, I think that album scared me the first couple times I listened to it. And it was really weird because that was when I first got into like goth and shit. And I was like a kid, painting my nails black, was lighting candles all the time. It's just like satanic type shit. Like, I don't know. Like that album, when I listened to that album, that was like the one album I knew forever that it would always change. That album just changed my life in a way that I can't even describe, because like you can listen to an album, you can like an album, but I feel like Antichrist Superstar was one of the very first albums I ever heard that I absolutely loved the very first time I heard it. I didn't have to think twice. The minute I heard that album and I listened to it, I was like, okay. And of course I had it on cassette tape, so it's like it played one side and then it would switch over and then play the other side, because it just, you know how like tape decks worked, where it would go through one side. I don't know if some of you do, some of you probably don't. And then it would stop, and then it would play the other way. I didn't have to take out the tape to play the whole side. But it would just go through and go through, and it was just, I would listen to that fucking album 20,000 times a day, like as much as I could. I couldn't get enough of it. LD50 is very dope and underrated album. It is. It very much is. And I do like Twisted. Sorry, I almost said Kristen. Trying to read that. Yeah, Twisted. I do like them. I like ICP a little bit more because I like the first 5 Jokers cards. To me, the first 5 Jokers cards are what really got me into that type of shit. Like, I remember when ICP came out with the Mason Jocko Brothers, I went to the store. All the new albums were up on display. There was a pair of headphones. You click on whatever number the album is that you want to listen to. It would start to play the album. You could skip through. You could sit there and you could listen to the whole entire album. I sat there and I listened to parts of that album, and I was like, that's it. I'm walking out with this album. That's it. And I had it on cassette tape. It was a red cassette tape. I went home. I listened to it, and I already heard Rhythm Box. I already heard Great Malenko, and I fell in love with ICP. But then they started to like change their shit afterwards, and I didn't really care for it. Yeah, I mean, Manson just like, it had that scary vibe to it. It just, something about it just made me love Manson. Like, I love Manson. Like the Antichrist Superstar, that is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I'm always gonna love it no matter what. Like, I'm never gonna change my mind on it. Like, I don't care if this dude like killed a bunch of fucking people. I'm never gonna change my mind on how much I love that album. Like, he could be a piece of shit all he wanted to, but I don't personally think that about him. I'm just saying, like, even if the worst came to the worst of him, I would still love that album no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I didn't support him as a person, I would still love that album. Like, Korn's first album, Marilyn Manson, Antichrist Superstar, Deftones Around the Fur, System of a Down's first album I fucking love, Slipknot's first album I love, Iowa I really love too. Like, their first 2 albums are just, Slipknot's first album though, I love more. Megadeth I never really got into, to be honest with you. I do know Megadeth, used to be one of the dudes there, used to be like the guitarist or whatever for Metallica, and I've always liked Metallica, so I'm sure that I would like Megadeth, but there's just certain bands that I never really ventured out to, and I don't know why. It's just, you know what I'm saying, I just never have. Actually, I seen some Megadeth albums on vinyl recently, and it was, you know, the album covers that what draws me to them, and I feel like, you know, eventually one of these days, I'm gonna end up fucking buying them. Angel with the Scabbed Wings, yeah, that was an amazing song. 1996. 1996, just the song 1996 is fucking badass. I don't care what anybody says. And the song Antichrist Superstar. And another fun fact too is Apple of Sodomy is definitely one of my favorite Manson songs of all time. Like, I don't care what anybody says. That was recorded around the same time as Antichrist Superstar. that song is so fucking amazing. I bought the Lost Highway soundtrack just to have that song. I probably would honestly like Megadeth. To be honest with you, like, as much as I know about them, which I haven't really ever listened to them. Oh, I do have one thing. I do have one song of Megadeth on an album, though. If any of you guys ever heard of the Beavis and Butthead Experience, it was a compilation album that MTV put out for Beavis and Butthead. Um, Megadeth was on there. And there was a couple, Anthrax, Megadeth, and I think Nirvana, Run DMC, and then there's like, it's that fucking dude's name there. He fucking, I like Big Buns, but I cannot lie, fucking, whatever his fucking name is, I can't fucking remember. I'm trying to think of it. But he was on there. Primus is on there. I think I would like Megadeth, to be honest. One of these days, I'm sure I'll see one of their albums, or I'll buy a collection from somebody or something. Honestly, between In Utero or Nevermind, that's like really, really hard to determine because I love both those albums so much, and I can't really tell you that one's better than the other. They're different in their own way, and they're both unique in their own way. So, I mean, you can like one and you can like the other. I mean, a lot of people say Smells Like Teen Spirit's their most overrated song, which I don't doubt at all, because I'm sure, that's what made them famous and everything, because technically it is. But I feel like they would have been famous no matter what song they made as a single, like Come As You Are, like they did, or Lithium, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like every single song on Nirvana Nevermind is straight fire. Every single song on In Utero is straight fire. Sir Mix-a-Lot, that's it, the one hit wonder. Yeah, he's on that album. I don't know fucking why, but yeah, I believe it probably is a band that people love or hate, but I probably like them. Honestly, I don't hate a lot of things. And even if I don't like an artist for their music, I respect them as an artist for being an artist, for putting out what they want to put out. You know what I mean? And yes, I do like Black Sabbath. I actually have like 2 or 3 Black Sabbath records. I have Paranoid. I don't know what the fucking other one is that I have. I have a couple different ones, I thought. I'd have to look, to be honest with you. I can't remember which ones I own by them. I believe I have Black Sabbath Volume 4. Paranoid's definitely one of like my favorite one, though. And I think I got their first album too. Like, I got a couple Black Sabbath, a couple Led Zeppelin, and a couple Pink Floyd albums. Pink Floyd Animals was like the next one I want to get. Anthrax is the only thrash metal band I've ever listened to. I've listened to Metallica, Megadeth, and Slayer. Never Anthrax. See, I think Anthrax is good on that the Beavis and Butthead album I have. Just like the Megadeth and Anthrax. I think Slayer's on there too, to be honest with you. But every single song on that Beavis and Butthead album is amazing. Like, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Cher's even on there. Beavis and Butthead sing "I Got You, Babe" and shit like that. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's not really like my favorite song or anything, but I listen to it. You know what I mean? It's part of the album. I have it on LP. It's a picture disc. If you follow my Instagram, there's pictures on there for it, and there is a video on there too of like it playing, and I'm recording it. But I believe most of my videos on Instagram are like banned in certain countries, so certain people can't see them. Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Yeah, I remember that song. I don't remember NIB, but I do remember Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Big Four, I mean, there's only thrash metal bands, obviously. If you like an instrument called Teeth. Three Teeth? Is that what it's called? Three Teeth? Um, or just Teeth. You know, I might like them. You never know. I mean, I find bands and artists all the time, and sometimes it's weird because, like, you ever know of a band for, like, so long, but, like, you, um, you find out of an artist like years before, but you didn't really ever get into them, and you kind of just put it on the back burner, and you forget all about them, and you don't even remember their name or anything, and all of a sudden you see like a video of theirs one day, and you're like, wow, this shit's fucking dope, and then you go buy all their albums, and you listen to every album, and then you're like, holy shit, this is good. I've had that happen with so many bands or hip-hop artists that's like, I knew who they were when they first came out, I just did take the time to listen to them. So when I did take the time to listen to them, I'm sitting here listening to like 5 albums or their whole discography, whether it's 10 albums or whatever. I'll sit there and I'll download the first one. Okay, let's listen to this one. Then I'll download another one. Let's listen to that one. But like now these days, I have a premium Spotify account, so I just use that. Um, Suicidal Tendencies. Uh, Yeah, I've definitely heard of them, and I definitely never really got into them either. I mean, maybe these are some albums I should get into, I guess. I just shout out on TikTok because you deserve more subscribers. Thank you. I feel like I do too, and I feel like I've tried really hard. And here's the thing, like I even went and bought a brand new computer, a brand new GoPro. Like, I've spent so much money trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground to get people to watch my stuff, and I feel like it's finally starting to take off. Like, you can tell that, like, once I first started, like, it really didn't do much, but, like, I feel like lately it's been doing a lot better than it was, so I'm thankful for that, but I also think that I should have more subscribers than I do. Because here's the factor, like, honestly, if I didn't go buy a new computer, if I didn't go buy a GoPro, if I didn't do all this shit, you know how hard it was for me to record videos in the beginning? Do you even know the shit that I had to do to edit those videos, to make those videos, to upload those videos? Like, I don't think you guys understand. I was recording on my phone, first of all. Second of all, I had to transfer that file every single time to my fucking computer. Like, wait for the file to transfer. Then I have to take that file. I had to, like, get software that wasn't even, like, good software. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just the biggest pain in the ass. Yeah, awesome. TikTok. Manson. I actually have a TikTok. I just don't know how to use it, and I don't ever use it. Like, I have a bunch of platforms I signed up for, and I even put, like, some of them in for the record. Oh, and another thing, too. If you guys are on Facebook, look up a group on Facebook. It's for the record, and it's all spaced out. It's just for the record. I made a group, and anybody and everybody's allowed to post in it. Anything, as long as it's music or music related, you can post whatever the fuck you want in there. And the only other rule is be nice. So if it's something that you don't like, then don't fucking comment on it. Don't be an asshole to somebody for no fucking reason, okay? Just because they like something that you don't, agree to a disagree. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Tony D. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for, like, the comments that I get from you guys, I don't know if I would have stopped this a long time ago or not. Because I definitely had my doubts in the beginning. Like, should I keep doing this? You know? Like, even the main logo that I use now with, like, the red in the background, the splatter, I had to pay for that fucking logo. That shit wasn't cheap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've spent countless hours on this, trying to do everything I can to make it the best that I can possibly make it. 15 and post TikToks on heavy metal, hard rock. Yeah, see, I really don't know about TikTok. I just hear about it from my coworkers, like kids at my work and shit, and they all support me and shit. Like everybody at my work supports me, and I gotta give it to them, especially my buddy Jace. Like he's a big supporter, and he's been a really good support for me. Just like there's like quite a few of you guys that are part of my subscriber count. There are some of you that actually mean a lot to me. So like, don't think by any chance that I'm not appreciative whatsoever, because I appreciate you guys more than you guys like would ever know. Like, because without you guys, I don't know if I would still be doing this. Like I always wanted to make a YouTube channel. So like this is how it started out. Like I started watching so much YouTube one day, right? And it was basically like my go-to. So instead of watching cable, instead of watching movies, instead of watching whatever, I started watching YouTube, and I got really, really into it. And then like 10 years ago, I was like, I want to make a YouTube channel. I do like the Misfits. I actually don't own any of their albums, and I never have, but I have heard of them, and I have listened to them. I couldn't name one song, to be honest with you, but I do like them. So like, I always wanted to make a YouTube channel, and I don't know if you guys ever watched Angry Video Game Nerd. So he was like one of the very first YouTubers like I really got into. Like I watch all his videos, and of course I love video games. I've always loved video games since I was a kid. So it was like dudes doing like NES reviews and shit. He's like all pissed off and shit. It's like, oh, you fucking donkey dick, blah 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 blah. Um, you know, eat horse shit or whatever. This fucking game sucks. I'd rather gouge my fucking eyeballs out, shit like that. So he's just really funny. And I got into him, and then I got into Heavy Metal Rocks, or Heavy Metal Jesus Rocks, or whatever his name is. And I really started to like these YouTubers I was watching. I always wanted to make a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what to make a YouTube channel on. And I remember when I first started collecting vinyl, because I always thought I was going to make a YouTube channel on fucking video games, which I do love video games, but honestly, the amount of information I know for music and the amount of information that I know on video games, I know way more about music than I would ever know about video games. It's because I love music way more than I would ever love video games, and that's just the way it is. So I started like thinking about it, and then I started collecting vinyl, and then I started watching YouTube videos. So like I was watching all these videos, and I was trying to look up like certain artists and certain albums to see like, so if I buy this album, what am I gonna get with this album? How is it gonna look? Do I know what to look for on what's original and what's fake? Because I remember the first Antichrist Superstar I bought, I didn't even know if it was fucking fake or not. I had no idea if it was even real. Of course it was fucking fake. I only paid like fucking $60 for it, whatever, off eBay. I had no fucking idea. I'm in all types of genres too, man. Like I love like classical, I like jazz, I like hip-hop, I like funk, I like psychedelic, I like old school rock, I like new school rock, I like new metal, I like heavy metal, I like thrash metal, I like punk. I love a bunch of shit. The only pretty much thing I don't like is country. So I was like, what am I going to do a channel on? And then it hit me. I was like, I need to do one on records. And I was like, I need to talk about a new record each time to show people. So like, if you buy this variant of this record, and I'm going to tell them if it's real, if it's fake, when it was printed, when it was recorded. Just try to give you as much information about that one particular record as you can get. So when you go buy that record, you know exactly what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know that is 100% what you're getting. I will tell you everything about it. I will show you the record itself, take out the inserts. If it's a gatefold, I open it up and show you guys, like, and nobody was doing that. Not one person on YouTube does that. And I really don't know why. Like, a lot of people will go through records, like multiple records, and they'll talk about a little bit about the album. They'll show it off a little bit. But sometimes they only take it out of the fucking package. Yeah, I just don't like country. I just can't stand it. Like, my mom and my family, they really love country. They like it a lot. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now maybe if it was like really old school, like yeah, folk music like type country, that's a little different. Um, but I love grunge, rock, alternative. Yeah, I like all that shit. That's the best stuff. But anyways, like I was saying, it's like nobody does that on YouTube. So I feel like I'm the one person that will always do that, and that's like my thing. You know what I'm saying? And the name I kind of just came up with, like I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I was kind of in blind. I've never done a YouTube channel before. This is the first ever me trying to do anything online, and I know that people out there um, do stuff like this all the time. You was almost named by a country singer. How'd that happen? Tell me more. Yeah, a lot of people don't like country music. Why does it say message reacted? I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, I had no idea what I was doing even when I started. You know what I'm saying? And you know how much it took out of me to get on film to say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing too, is I felt like if I don't do it now, then I'm never gonna do it. I'm never gonna get those subscribers. I'm never gonna meet the people that I want to meet. And I'm thankful that I did do this, because every day that I do this, I'm reminded on why it was the right choice. You know what I'm saying? Almost gonna name me Kenny because of Kenny Rogers. Yeah, that's fucking funny. That's a good story. I like that. I heard a dude say the grunge music is basically punk. He doesn't buy that grunge is grunge is. No, not how you feel about that statement. I feel like it's not the same thing. I feel like punk had a really good influence on grunge, because Kurt even said that, and pretty much Kurt is like the inventor of grunge. But I also feel that just like with anything, like old ass country music with like folk music and blues and stuff like that, we wouldn't have the music that we have today without that shit. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, you gotta pay homage to the ones that were before you. You can't look past that, because without them, you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have never happened. Just like hip hop, like if they didn't start putting records on a turntable and go, you know what I'm saying? You would never fucking have hip hop. They were called MCs because they were supposed to be on stage, and they were supposed to be like stand up there to get the crowd moving, and you know what I'm saying? And they were just supposed. They were. It wasn't even like about rapping. You know what I'm saying? At first. Hi.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad.
Love you. Yeah, it's all good. You take your time. Um. Yeah, a lot of people think Alice Cooper invented shock. I mean, honestly, I don't care if he did, because I don't hate him. I just don't really listen to him that much. I mean, he's not my cup of tea. He could be anybody else's. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling other people what to listen to either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you like something and you want to listen to it, by any means, go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the one that has to live with that record forever. So if you want to pay the money for that album, go buy it. Because to be perfectly honest with you, I've been buying all the albums I want to buy. I think 1980s kind of sucked and a little too simplistic for I like Run DMC, NWA. Yeah, see, I like some of the first hip hop I ever liked was like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, NWA. I definitely like Public Enemy. I like Run DMC. I actually want to get some more Run DMC, to be honest with you. There's a Run DMC song on that Beavis and Butthead sound track thing that I was telling you about. Straight fire. It is honestly, I think, one of their best songs. Thank you. I appreciate that comment. You the best YouTuber record vinyl. I mean, I try to do what I can. Like I said, like honestly, like I spent a lot of money. Like, dude, I even went out and bought genuine like video editing software to do this shit with. Like, for going live right now, I'm only using OBS, but that was a free program. I had no idea how to fucking use that. Silverchair is very underrated. A lot of people think that Silverchair was a ripoff to Nirvana and Kurt Cobain and all that shit because they had long hair and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I agree. Nothing against Alice Cooper, but he did make him look like Mr. Rogers. You're completely right. But back in the day, you gotta remember Alice Cooper was like the scary dude. Like, he was in that one movie there. I forget the name of it, where it had like the Muppets and shit in it too, and like all this other shit. If any of you guys aren't in my YouTube group, I mean not YouTube group. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said that. On my group in Facebook, please go to Facebook. Look up For the Record. It's for space the space record. Look for it. It's got the same logo as my YouTube channel. Like I said, like I had to put a lot of work into this because I didn't want to give anybody half-ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do try my hardest. And I have a lot of people that come on here and that fucking try to, like, talk shit to me, too. And honestly, it takes a lot to ignore people like that. Yes, they were more into Pearl Jam than Nirvana, but not everybody knows that. I like Blink-182, like their first, like, Dude Ranch was a good album. And I like Green Day. I actually have one of their albums. Show you this Green Day album I got. It's actually pretty sick, if I can find it. That's Deftones.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, what?
Can I send you some Demon Slayer? Can I look up a Demon Slayer poster that I want you to get me for my birthday?
Yeah, just send it to me. I am live right now, sweetie.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Yeah, you can send it to me. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It won't mess up anything. Sorry, that was my kid. I got this one right here recently, not too long ago. Insomnia. Great fucking album. I don't know what other people's opinion on this, but this is one of my favorite Green Day albums. The next one I want to get is Dookie. And then, speaking of, you know, Fear Factory, there's my obsolete. I was super happy to get that. I got that fucking dirt cheap. Oh, and what's your guys' opinions on the Five Finger Death Punch? What's your opinion on this band right here? Does anybody like them? Or do you think they're a ripoff of another band? Because I've heard that shit before, too. And honestly, I wasn't even ever a Five Finger Death Punch fan, but the people at work got me into them. And then I also got this, Guns N' Roses, another one of my favorite albums. What's your guys' opinion on Kitty? Kitty, you know? I always thought Kitty was a great band. Their first album was fucking killer. I just got this one right here. It's a live album. It's not that bad. It's a special color. It's pretty dope. I like a lot of good bands. Just certain ones, you know, I bought certain albums when I first we're saying we're going to be the next fan base of band. We're saying that they were going to be the next one. Yes, actual was a nice joke. Yeah, for real. They're definitely not going to be the next Marilyn Manson by any means. Why do you hate Five Finger Death Punch? You should check out their live album. It is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. Like, I bought it because it was cheap and that it is good. And it's on like a special uh, red vinyl, like red vinyl black swirl thing. Hannah. Hannah's a good name. Tell Hannah I said hi and that it's a good name. I have a couple friends named Hannah too. One of them, though, she's a great girl. She just does stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like one of those people. I haven't really listened to 5%, but they seem like a band I don't want to waste my time on. Maybe I could give them. Okay, so if you're gonna listen to Five Finger Death Punch, um, look up 1,000 Ways to Hate, and then tell me what you think of that song. I'm dead serious. 1,000 Ways to Hate. Because if you don't like them after that song, then don't even waste your time. I'm just going to be honest with you right now. That's one of their best songs that they have out there. And, you know, like any other band, I'm not going to be like, oh, I love every single album, or I love every single band member, or I love every single song they've ever done. No, I don't, okay? They're just another band that I do happen to like, but I don't love everything they do. That's why I only have one on LP. I've seen enough of their stuff in stores. They have like compilation ones already and shit. I don't care for that shit. I just want to buy the actual albums. I don't want a fucking compilation album. And I feel like, you know, if you don't like something, you don't like something. That's just the way it is. Like, you can't change somebody's mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like them, you don't like them. It's okay. You can agree to disagree with me. It's fine. I'm not hurt by it by any means. Like, I'm cool with it, bro. But I do like Five Finger Death Punch. And I like Five Finger Death Punch because my friend Chris and my friend Tammy got me into that. And their songs. I don't like Ivan Moo's vocals and gone away from Offspring. Oh, yeah, they did. I do like the Offspring, though. But I only have Smash. What new metal band do I like the least? Let me think. Probably like Factory 81 or some stupid shit like that. I never gave a fuck for Factory 81, I'll tell you that right now. And there was a couple other ones too. There was like, what's that like new band? It sounds just like Korn. It's like Smiling Faces or some shit like that. It's so ridiculously stupid. And like I feel like their sound is there, but it sounds like Korn. It sounds like Korn. I can't tell you anything else. Cause like I've watched the video a couple times and I can't do it. Van Halen. Yes. 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 Tony D, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like Van Halen's a great band, to be honest with you, and I used to really, really like them a lot back in the day. Same thing with like Stevie Ray Vaughan and what was that other fucking band that I used to like a lot? The Eagles. I used to really like them as a kid too. Chaos. Chaosium. Yes, that's it. Chaosium. Who the fuck names their band Chaosium? It sounds like Chaos Cum or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Semen. Seum. You know what I'm trying to say. It just sounds stupid to me. I tried to like the band. I watched the music video before I watched anybody's reaction video. How many of you guys out there watch House of Mask? Hotel California. .311, I fucking love that band, to be honest with you. So, they have certain songs that will be forever. Fun fact: 311. Their self-titled debut album, I think it was, and Silverchair Frog Stomp were the first two albums I ever owned on CD. So like Down and All Mixed Up and shit like that. I absolutely love that whole album. Sound System was another great one. Their live album was great. That's the album that had that Amber song on it. I don't know if you ever listened to 311, a song called Amber. Listen to that song. It is not only good, but it's beautiful. It's a great melody. It has so many great things in that song. The production of that song is just amazing. Like, hands down, that's some of their best work. And there's that one that they talk about, like burning bridges and shit, off the live album. I forget the name of it, but that is really, really great song too. I forget the fucking name of that song. I wish I fucking knew. If any of you guys know that name of that song, tell me. I forget the fucking name of it. I would know it if you told me. It's like, hey, 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 hey. Beautiful Disaster. That's what it's called. Beautiful Disaster is an amazing song. Like, hands down, that's some of their best work for 311. You know, like Van Halen, but I don't know what it is. TBH, but I just can't stand the 1984. Like, it's an embarrassing album and everything, but I just can't get into it. Yeah, I get that. You know, you're not going to like every band's album. You know, it's very rare. You know, that's like for me to say, The Way of the Fist is good. I think the album I own right now is American Capitalist, and that's another great album. That's like for me to say I love every Manson album. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can hate on me all they want, but I just don't. You know, I don't love every single album. Do I like it? Yeah. It sounds like Manson, and it's good to my ears. You know what I mean? I can stand it. I can listen to it. But to say I love every single album is a very much understatement. Creed. I liked their first two albums, I believe, when I was a kid. I tried to listen to them a couple years ago. I do not like them at all anymore. I can't stand it. It's one of those bands that, like, I'd rather just take and thrash. And that's kind of like, yeah, see, a lot of people, Chris Cornell is the face of grunge. But to me, it's Kurt Cobain. You know what I'm saying? But see, I'm a bigger Nirvana fan than I am Soundgarden fan. But that's just the way I am. You know what I'm saying? No, I have not heard of Fly More, but I will definitely look them up after this. There's a lot of bands I feel like that sound like Korn, to be honest with you. Do I like Soundgarden? Absolutely. I love Soundgarden. I can listen to all their albums, and to me it sounds like Soundgarden, and I just like it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things you can't. I don't deny when I like things, but I don't deny that I don't like things either. You know what I'm saying? It's either I like it or I don't. There's no 50-50 in between with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I used to like Radiohead somewhat when I was a kid, so I went out and I bought Radiohead first. You know, OK Computer on album, and to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe Nirvana's first album came out in 1989 or 1990. It was really close. I believe Facelift didn't come out till 1992, to be honest with you. Americana of the Offspring. So I did like the album. Do I like the whole entire album? No. Was there some good songs on there? Absolutely. I have heard of Wednesday 13. Have I listened to them enough to give you what I actually think of them? No, not at all. I definitely have heard of them, but I actually haven't, like, sat down to really put my listening ears on to actually pay attention to their music, to give you a full opinion on that. You know what I'm saying? Like Alice in Chains, it's one of my favorite bands of all times. When I found out who Alice in Chains was, that changed my world forever. That's another one of those bands like Alice in Chains, Nirvana, like that shit changed my life forever. I feel like Pearl Jam is overrated myself, but I do like them a lot. Like I have Pearl Jam 10, I have the Pearl Jam Unplugged album, and for me personally, I would rather listen to the Pearl Jam Unplugged album than any of their actual albums. I think it's a great concert, and I think it shows their true potential. And you can just see how good the band evolved over their time. Like, I haven't listened to, like, honestly, any of their albums, I think, since, like, Yield or Coda. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a while. But I used to love them when they first came out. Like, I had all their albums. Anytime they dropped an album, I would go get it. My stepdad used to have a friend named Reed, and he used to come over and he used to bring like a book of CDs, and that's how I found out about Body Count at the Radiohead. And I liked, but I bought OK Computer. I sat down, I listened to it. It didn't really get much spin on my turntable, so I actually recently just sold it on Discogs. I actually sold my Woodstock box set. I sold a copy of Slipknot. I sold my Three from Hell soundtrack thing. So, I don't feel that Loaded and Reloaded is overrated. I feel like that was Metallica at their time, and overhated, you're right. Sorry, I read that wrong. They are overhated. I actually love those two albums, to be honest with you. I played the shit out of Loaded and Reloaded when those two albums dropped. I had a friend at the time, actually still good friends with him. He just lives in, I think, like North Carolina or some shit like that. Shout out to Michael. He was like one of my best friends in school. We listened to so much Metallica. Oh my fucking god. It's verses and 10. I like 10 more, but I completely understand that you're like, book out more than their actual albums. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like those two albums for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because, the change. Because you could tell that from like Kill 'Em All to like Master of Puppets and Injustice for All, those were more similar in their era, and then they came out Black, and that was a completely different album than their previous three. And then they came out with Load and Reloaded, which I think were similar to those two albums than they were to any of their four previous albums. Yeah, it is their worst album. But Saint Anger was like the best song off that album. See, I don't know why people say Stone Temple Pilots were Pearl Jam ripoffs, because they weren't. Pearl Jam was their own band. They had their own style. Stone Temple Pilots was a completely another group. I need to get Tiny Music on vinyl. One person on YouTube likes that album more than their 80s albums. I like Metallica as a band, and I really like a lot of their stuff. I just, anything after Loaded and Reloaded, well, actually, I like their Garage Inc. days. That was a really great album, too. So I can't really tell you that I hate any of them. And there's a song on the Garage Inc. Album. I believe it's like Whiskey in a Jar or something like that. So my cousin's dad died, and that song just reminded me of him so much, and I bawled my eyes out every time I heard that album. I had that album on. I think I still have it on CD to this day, and it just, every time I hear it, it fucking breaks my heart, because I love my family more than anything, and I would do anything for them. So, like at his funeral, I fucking played the shit out of that song and bawled my eyes out, and smoked up for him, and drank a couple beers for him. Back when I used to drink, I don't drink anymore. I feel like Kiss is one of those bands, either you like them or you don't. But I feel like, how could you not like Kiss? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't hate them by any means, but are they my fucking favorite band? Absolutely not. I don't hate Kiss by any means whatsoever. I actually do like Kiss, and they definitely influenced a lot of people. Smashing Pumpkins is one of my favorite bands too. Well, Melancholy Infant Sadness. I feel like that is a fucking masterpiece. And, yeah, they definitely influenced a lot of people. And I got what you were saying. Cool, man. Enema is Tool's best album. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that's the thing that upset me when Lateralis came out. I was expecting a better and heavier album than Enema. What did we get? A dumbed down album. I mean, it's not like horrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard. I love the album, but at the same time, it was not what I expected. It's not what I wanted, and it took a long time to grow on me. So, like, every time Tool releases a new album, I have to sit there and listen to it 100 times before I even fucking like it, just like their new one. You should definitely check out Tool Enema. You would love that album. It's a fucking masterpiece. Tool Undertow is another one of their masterpieces. Opiate's a great album too. Honestly, I like all Tool albums. I have a bunch of Tool on vinyl. I even have a bootleg of Saliva. I have, what was it? Here, I'll show you in a second. I can move this. I have quite a few Tool albums, to be honest with you. I did a thing on it, but I also bought this one recently, if I can find it. Nope, that's Opiate. It's called Tales from the Dark Side. I don't know if you guys ever heard this, but basically this is just all live tracks taken from Sober Import CD, recorded at Lollapalooza, California, August 1993. Last two tracks. Side 2 recorded at Wellland Paris Festival, August 29th, 1993. So this is a great album. It's on blue vinyl. It's pretty dope. I actually like it. It reminds me of the cassette tape I have, which it has like the same concert on it. It has the same demos. I have like a demo tape of Tool. And I got, I like everything Tool does too, but it's just some of their albums it took me longer to get into than, like, their first, like, 3 albums I absolutely loved right out of the gate. Like, there was no question. Same thing with, like, Lateralis. Like, I like it, but it just took me a little bit longer. I didn't even take the time to listen to the new 9 Inch Nails, to be honest with you. There was no listening to that for me. Honestly, I was thinking about buying that album, but I was like, I just don't know if I can do it because Lynn, Stanley, right? I feel like he's what made the group, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if I can do that. I mean, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure other people like it, but I can't promise that I'm going to like it. You know, and here's the thing. Just because somebody else likes something doesn't mean I'm going to like it. Yeah, there is a lot of people that like albums that I think are overrated. The only reason why I think certain albums are overrated is because when certain albums came out, the people I hung around would play that same album 1,000 fucking times. Do you think we could take that CD out for an hour and put in a different fucking CD? No, we gotta listen to the same album that we listened to 600 fucking times for the last week, another 600 fucking more times. That's why I think that shit. Like Eminem's third album, okay? The day that album came out, I went to the store and I bought it. Got it on CD. Went home. And then all of a sudden, everybody in my motherfucking school listened to that album just so much that basically I took the CD, put it back in the case, put it back on the shelf. I don't even need to fucking listen to it. I hear it everywhere I go. The fuck do I need the CD for?
Dad,
What?
I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, I love you. Can you wake me up at 7:30?
Yeah, I can.
Alright, thanks.
Alright, I love you. Good night.
Love you, good night.
Have a good night. Sweet dreams, sweetheart. Should do a video where you present your hot musical takes, opinions that a lot of people don't have. I'm not a big fan of Eminem show either. The Downward Spiral is Nine Inch Nails' best album. The Nine Inch Nails Downward Spiral is probably their best album. I see. I'm such a big Nine Inch Nails fan that I pretty much love everything that they did for the longest time. Like, I don't know if you ever listened to Further Down the Spiral. That one's not on vinyl either. I feel like that was another album that should have been pressed on vinyl. It's a masterpiece. It's straight up a masterpiece. Yeah, the Eminem show. The only reason why I didn't fucking care for it is because everywhere I went, that was all that was being played. Everywhere. Like, and I mean, that shit was legit everywhere. Like, you couldn't walk down the street without somebody driving by you bumping that fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, it just got really annoying more than anything. It was like, okay, I spent my money on this album, but I can't even sit down and enjoy it because everybody else is enjoying it too much. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't deal with it. It's like, it's hard for me to enjoy something when I can't take the time to sit down and listen to something for myself because everybody else is too busy. Repeat, 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 repeat. Dude, you don't think I don't like listening to an album? There are certain albums I did the exact same thing with. But I did it on my own time. I didn't make everybody in the fucking world listen to the same albums over and over and over and over and over. Like, that's the shit that pissed me off. When I was hanging out with people, I would play an album, take that album out, put in a different album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was fucking huge in early 2000s. Like, that motherfucker blew up so big that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never do that to somebody. I wouldn't sit there and be like, okay, so we're going to hang out all day, but I'm only going to listen to this one album all fucking day. It's just not what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have a problem with certain albums. Because I heard them so much in my life within such a small period of time that it, like, that's all I can remember when I listen to it. Like, you ever listen to a song and it brings you back memories of, like, when you first heard that song? Like, I have certain songs I can listen to that will legit give me goosebumps and make my hair stand up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's making me think about so much shit just with one song. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I didn't really care for much after Hollywood either, to be honest with you. Like, there was a lot of stuff I just, you know, there were certain bands that I listened to up to a certain point, and then I just didn't care anymore. You know what I mean? But to be fair to them, I was also probably on a lot of drugs by then. So my interest in things changed and shifted, and it all had a lot to do with the people I was hanging out with. Like, I can tell you, when I started this YouTube channel, I was like re-going through catalogs of music that I haven't been through in a very long time. When I would buy an album, I would sit down and I would listen to it and actually listen to the whole thing and take the time to listen to my albums. Where before, all I had was my phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my phone. I have everything on my phone, so I would just listen to shit from my phone, but I wouldn't take the time to, you know, listen to shit like I normally used to, like when I was younger and I had a CD player and I used to listen to music at home and take the time to listen to every detail and every song. You know what I'm saying? Where now, years later, I'm actually doing the same thing but with records, and I'm actually enjoying the music that I listen to. Top 5 rappers. That's a hard one. You know why? Because there's so many good ones. Um, like Jedi Mind. Well, it's hard because rappers, like, I like groups too. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, a lot of stuff that I do like would be like, you know, I love Eminem. I love Dr. Dre. I love Snoop Dogg. I love Nonfiction. I love Necro. I love Ill Bill. I love Mac Miller. I love Mad Child. I like Slain. I like Q Unique. I like Jedi Mind Tricks. I like Army of the Pharaohs. I like Reef the Lost Cause. Um, I like so much stuff. Like, there's just so much music out there that, like, even my rap collection is honestly almost taking up 2 whole shelves right now, and that's just my rap collection. Like, I have way more rock than I have of rap, but, like, Cottonmouth Kings, for instance, like, I stopped listening to them probably after Hidden Stash 3 or Rolling Stone. I think Rolling Stone was, like, the last album I really got into of them, and then like I just started really listening to them a lot more this year than I have in a long time. And like Nonfiction, if you ever heard of like Snack the Ripper or um, Wu-Tang Clan, Tech Nine, like those are some of my favorite artists, and I really love hip hop. Like if you ever heard of uh, DJ Mark Fernandez. He does this compilation stuff called Mushroom Jazz. You can look it up on like YouTube or Spotify or whatever. There's like Mushroom Jazz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they just released 9 not too long ago, or maybe 8. It's like jazz infused hip hop, and there's like verses. There's a lot of shit that goes into it, and it's really fucking dope. Like, I like hip hop a lot. I'm trying to think what else I got. I got like Gravediggers. I got a lot of Eminem there. I love DMX. I like Nas. I like Jay Z. I like um. There's just a lot of hip hop that I really do like. Yes and no. So like the 90s R&B I used to hate when I was a kid, but now like if I hear like a song that I used to hear on the radio all the time, I'll actually take the time and listen to it because it reminds me of the 90s or the 80s or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it reminds me of a time that don't exist anymore, if that makes any sense. So for me, it's like it's just one of those things where it's like I didn't like it back then, but I like it now. You know what I mean? And I've never been a big R&B fan, but I will take the time to listen to it if it's on the radio or if a music video comes up or if it's on Spotify, whatever. My first concert ever was, so we have this rock station that's been around forever, and it helped me get into a lot of the music that I'm into today. And it's called 99 Rock. It's a station. It's 99.3. And I've listened to it basically my whole entire life because they were out before I was even born. They did a concert one year out in Fairleigh, which is in Vermont, which at the time I used to live in Vermont, so it was like 15 minutes away. So I was like, sweet. I begged my mom. I was like, can we please go to this concert? I'd never been to a concert, but I knew that it was a family event. It wasn't just like your regular rock concert. You know what I'm saying? Um, Fuel, Marcy Playground, and Google Dolls. Okay? I was like 10 to 12 years old or some shit like that. I wasn't very old. Um, Fuel was good. I really liked Marcy Playground, that one song, Sex and Candy at the time. So I saw them live, and you know, it was a good concert for being a kid, for being my first like actual concert I ever went to. Um, but Woodstock '99. So my opinion on that is that they should start taking like concerts from that, like the Korn show and Rage Against the Machine and Metallica and all those great bands that were there. Start releasing them on vinyl. Put it on vinyl. Kind of like I have the Woodstock '99 performance of Nine Inch Nails. It's a great fucking concert. Okay, so if you know what the concert sounds like, that's what the album sounds like. It sounds exactly the way it sounded back in '94 when it was recorded. Um, I really like it a lot, to be honest with you. I loved Woodstock '99. I thought it was great. The only thing I didn't like was that too many women were getting raped and groped at the time. And then all that shit started where they had the fucking fire, you know, shit broke out. And technically, that's why they will never do another Woodstock. And it's really upsetting because, like, we had a friend that pulled up to our driveway before they left to go to there. And my mom bitched up and down. I think I was only like 10 years old at the time, or, you know, maybe 14 or so. I don't even know how old I was. I was pretty young though. You know, maybe 13. I'm not really 100% certain. And she was like, "You guys are not going to that concert. It's all the way in New York. We're in Vermont." You know what I mean? And it sucked because I totally could have just jumped in the car and went. Because back then, realistically, what the fuck was she gonna do? Huh. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where I so wish I could have went. Motley Crue. I actually like Motley Crue. If you have Netflix, you should definitely watch that Motley Crue movie on there. It actually has MGK in it, and he plays Tommy Lee. It is fucking awesome. It is really, really good. I like that a lot. It is a great band. See, I like Kid Rock when he first came out with the Ba shit, but I didn't care for his country crap or his soft fucking songs. I don't care for it at all. He had that song with Eminem. Um, I forget the fucking name of it, but it was pretty dope. You know, and I like Eminem's verse where he's like, "When I do shrooms, I'm gonna need 2 rooms because I'm fucking the first one up. You know, I'm losing it when I'm rapping the rock guitars." That shit was amazing. Like, I liked Kid Rock's first album. That was all I can say about that. Other than that, I really have nothing to comment on Kid Rock. Oh, or the fact that he got with Pamela Anderson after Tommy Lee, which was pretty cool for him. Yeah, Devil Without a Cause. Isn't that the name of the album? That has Ba with the Ba and the fucking Fuck Off song with Eminem. Like, except for Pamela and Tommy had that sex tape come out, so everybody knows what Pamela looks like. Which, I mean, who didn't watch that? I was a kid, of course I fucking watched it, you know what I mean? Aerosmith. Aerosmith was a band that I deeply loved as a child. Permanent Vacation was one of my favorite albums. Toys in the Attic was one of my favorite albums. Toys in the Attic was one of my favorite songs, too, by Aerosmith. Get a Grip was, like, one of their most famous albums, and I did not like the song that they did for that soundtrack there, that space soundtrack. I forget the fucking name of it, like Apollo 13 or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even know the name of it. I forget the name of it. But it was like that song that he wrote, Every Time I See You, I Look in Your Eyes or whatever, and they played it at like every school fucking dance. I remember dancing with my girlfriend with that. And I remember everything was like great when I was with her, and then all of a sudden, just like every other woman, light switch whoosh, off. Or like all of a sudden, one day she just woke up, she didn't love me anymore. Yeah, see, I just don't like it because it's more personal and like, I don't know, like it was overplayed to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was played at every high school dance I went to, every middle school dance I went to. It was played all over the radio. Like, if they could have just played it a little bit less, I think I would have liked it a little bit more. I'm not saying that I don't hate it, but I don't love it either, if that makes any sense. It's like that very fine middle, you know what I'm saying? Tupac and Biggie. So here's the thing. Everybody always tells me they like Tupac more than Biggie. I'm going to be honest and tell you right now, I've always loved Biggie more than Tupac. But hear me out. So here I am in Vermont, okay? We're close to the Canadian border. I've been to Canada a couple different times. I live in New Hampshire right now, which is right next to Vermont. And right next to New Hampshire is Massachusetts. Then right next to Massachusetts is New York, okay? So for me, I feel like the New York type hip-hop I was just more drawn to because I feel like it said more about, you know, about their style, and it just, I don't know, to me, it just sounds better. Like, if you ever listen to Mobb Deep, like, they got that raw New York hip-hop sound, you know what I'm saying? Like, Hell on Earth, like, that fucking album's a masterpiece from front to back. Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die. That's a fucking masterpiece from front to back. There is no bad track on that album. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, Aerosmith did start looking for just hits after that, and that's why I pretty much stopped listening to them. What was it? Justice for All, Metallica's first attempt at hard rock, or they're still doing thrash metal. Honestly, I wasn't really big into Metallica until the Black Album. West versus East Coast rap was stupid, and no one, two rappers died because of that. Yeah, so that's my problem with that whole thing, and that's where I wish that communication was better, and that I wish that grown folks would use their words better and talk, because even if Biggie would have actually said, okay, Pac, listen, like, we need to sit down and have a talk, like, he said in interviews that, like, yo, we are not the reason you got shot up in that studio. The whole reason all that shit happened was because Pac got shot in the Bad Boy studio elevator that day or whatever. Like, if they two would have just sat down and talked, that shit could have just ended right then and there. But because of the rape charge and him getting shot in the studio and all that other shit, Pac became an evil person. Pac was like, so you think I'm a thug, this is what I'm going to be then. I'm going to be this person that you think I am. Because he kept getting so much negativity. Look at him. He got locked up for a rape charge. He didn't rape that bitch. That bitch is a straight fucking liar. I guarantee you, go look up all the information on that. That is one of the biggest fucking lies, like, to ever come out. And this bitch, still to this day, hides behind a fucking camera and fucking says that she got raped by Tupac. Bitch, no you did not. You had casual sex with Tupac the first night you ever met him. The second night, when you went up to his hotel room, was supposed to be for casual sex. They didn't even fuck that night. And there's, like, a bunch of records, like, on it, like, police reports, you got the interviews, you got Pac's interviews, you got Pac in jail being interviewed. Watch that interview of Pac in jail, and you see the real Tupac. Pac didn't fucking do all that shit. He was trying to be peace for everybody. Pac's original thing when he came out, Pac was in jail having the #1 album out. You know why he got out of jail? It was because Suge Knight bailed him out. So guess what? If he never got that rape charge and Suge Knight never had to bail him out, he would have never, ever, that whole East Coast, West Coast thing would have never started. You can blame that fucking bitch for that. 100%. You can blame her for that. I'm dead serious. Go look all the information up. You know how there's like things that people do that will be the start of their downfall, right? Because it's like a domino effect. Everything comes crashing down, right? Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums too. The Illuminati, Donna Kiliami, whatever the fuck it's called. I actually have that album. That was the domino effect right there. That's what started everything, was that fucking rape charge that he got. And of course, they didn't really have any proof other than her testimony. That was it. They didn't have shit. They locked him up because he was a black man, because the police were after him because he sued their ass when they beat the fucking piss out of him. Who in their right mind wouldn't have? You know how many racist motherfuckers were out there that was after him? It's disgusting. And honestly, it is, like, that bitch should be ashamed of herself. Honestly, like, she should probably just, like, feel really ashamed of herself and probably go on live TV and admit that she was fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? That would be in her best interest. That's just my personal opinion. White Zombie, my favorite album is After Crew 2000. More Human Than Human is what got me into White Zombie. Nah. Know who killed Tupac and Biggie? LAPD. That's who killed Tupac and Biggie. Go look it up. It was California police and LAPD police. It was the goddamn police that killed them. It wasn't any, there wasn't any gang members, okay? Nobody's gonna drive up next to you, shoot the way they shot, and hit their target the way they hit. A gangster's not going to be able to do that. A gangster's going to point his gun to the side, and he's going to spray everything in fucking sight, hoping that he hits his target, okay? Those were straight up police assassins. Like, those were trained military police officers. Like, they knew how to shoot, they knew what they were shooting at, they saw their target, they pulled the trigger, and they hit their target. They were police officers. Yeah, I honestly need to get that other White Zombie album. I need to get all their albums, to be honest with you. I saw a box set come out not too long ago about White Zombie box set. I wanted to buy that, but it's just too expensive for my blood right now. That's why it would be great if I could get, like, start making money off YouTube, because then I would be able to, like, afford new shit that I need, like a microphone, USB fucking port that I just bought today that I'm waiting for in the mail, because I can't seem to plug everything into this fucking laptop that I need to. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a webcam that's plugged into it, because the image is better off this than it is on my actual laptop. My laptop webcam fucking sucks. And then, like, I have, like, a monitor plugged into it. I have a keyboard, a mouse, because I'm using it kind of like a desktop. So, you know, if I was actually making money, it would just be a lot better, because, you know, eventually I'd be able to get my little studio set up so I could give you guys the best content I can give you. But once that comes in, I do have a microphone that I want to start using when I do my live stream, so it won't be through this little webcam thing, because personally honest, I know that my voice sounds like shit on this thing. And I'm sorry about that, but I can't have everything plugged in at the same time because I don't have, for whatever reason, a fucking port. Um, Probably for favorite guitar riff. Ooh, that's a hard one. Let me think here. Korn guitar riff. I would have to say, ooh. Yeah, a lot of gangsters were fighting in the streets, but if you ever look up any gangsters that were fighting in the streets, they had automatic weapons, and guess what? They sprayed everything because they don't know how to shoot. They're too fucking stupid. They weren't trained. They're not trained like they are here. Hillbilly Deluxe is my favorite Rob Zombie album, too. For Korn guitar riff, honestly, I really don't know. I would have to say anything off the first or second album. Like, I really like Ball Tongue a lot, but I don't know if there's a riff in that or... it's hard, because I have to really sit down and listen to it, and then tell you. Like, nothing just pops up in my head right away for it. Like, I really gotta think about that. But I can tell you, Korn's first album and their second album is definitely my favorites. Hillbilly Deluxe is a great album, too. But I'm telling you right now, you guys need to watch the documentary on Biggie and Tupac. You will see that it was fucking LAPD and California police that killed them. Because ain't no gangster ever gonna fucking shoot like that. They shoot to kill, but they shoot to kill everything in sight. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if there's kids around. They don't give a fuck who's around. So your grandpa could be around. They don't give a fuck if it's your whole family. They're going to shoot at every single one of you. Even if somebody's with somebody, it doesn't matter. That person's in danger because they're looking to get the other person. Yeah, Divine is a great album. But you know that Divine, on the very first album, I believe that is from the demo. Because they tried to re-record that and they couldn't get it the way they wanted it to. I picked up Hillbilly Deluxe like almost 2 years ago when I first started collecting vinyl because I watched this dumbass person's channel, and I don't even gonna say they're a dumbass because that's just rude. I just dislike some of their content because it sucked because I really liked a lot of their YouTube content when I first started watching them. And now, like, they were like, oh, the price is going up for this, so you might want to buy it now. I found it for dirt ass cheap online. I bought it, and it still never went up. I can still find it to this day, and it's really not that hard of an album to find. So I just don't understand what the fuck he was talking about. If you ever watch a channel called Vinylize, like that kid Jared, like I like him and all, but just certain things I don't like about him. Like he likes a lot of music that I would never listen to, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like, listen to what you feel like, you know what I'm saying? I've always said that, but I just feel like he was definitely wrong when he did that Hillbilly Deluxe thing on there. Yeah, you already know my thoughts on Disturbed. I don't even want to go into that, dude. I've already told that story like 6 times now, and honestly, I hate the lead singer so much. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything Disturbed does, to be honest with you. Like, I supported Disturbed 100% when Down for the Sickness came out, or whatever the fuck was it. And after that, I don't care. I just can't do it anymore. So, when we go to one of your shows, and you're all over underage girls, oh, get this, I saw POD live also. The lead singer of POD, like, aren't they supposed to be like a Christian band or something like that, right? I was 15 at the time. We were at a POD show, and this was on like Ozfest or some shit like that. And he takes like a hose out, and he's spraying water all over like young girls and shit, getting them to show their breast, and he's like swearing, like, you know how like people try to act cool, like, oh, fuck yeah, blah 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 blah, like just saying a bunch of nonsense and like to me it really wasn't cool. And of course I was like 15 at the time, so these were girls that I was looking at like, hey baby, you know what I mean? Like, I smoked so many blunts at that show, so many bowls, and like I smoked with a lot of people there. And when they were done, they came down by the barricade and they were like signing shit. And he came over and he's like signing girls' breasts and he's like bringing girls backstage with him and shit. And he's like just being an asshole. And I just, dude, after that, like I'm all good, dude. Like, you want to talk of pedophilia? Look at the lead singer of Disturbed and the lead singer of POD. Those are two of the biggest pieces of shit in the new metal industry, or metal industry, I should say, that ever to come out. And I'm not just saying it to say it. I'm telling you, this is straight facts. I seen it with my own fucking eyes, okay? These girls were no more than 14 to 15 years old, and they are straight up hitting on them, trying to get them to go backstage with them so they can go fuck them. Like, I'm no joke. Like, my friend, she was a bigger, heavy-set girl. Her name was Kelly. She went to go get her ticket signed by the lead singer of Disturbed. Dude, like, looked at her, gave her the dirtiest look, and basically nicely told her to go fuck herself because she wasn't pretty enough for him. All he had to do was take 2 seconds out of his own fucking day, say, okay, here you go, sweetheart, hand it to her, be nice to her. She would have walked away happy as pie, knowing that she got his signature because she really, 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 really loved Disturbed. But no, he didn't want to do that. So I'm telling you right now, fuck Disturbed, fuck POD. Honestly, I like Puddle of Mud, but I never got into them like big wise. I never like super got into them. Like I was always like, you know, I listened to them, but more like my friends listened to them, not me. Just give me 1 second, guys. I gotta go get a drink and turn on my AC again. Thank you. So what other bands you guys want to talk about? Any stories you want to know? Dude, so I really did like POD when they first came out. That Southtown album or whatever the fuck it was, their first album. And their second album I really liked too. But once I saw the lead singer in concert, I mean, that was pretty much it for me, dude. I didn't buy anything after that. And my cousin told me he didn't like them at first too when they first came out, and I can't do it, dude. Like I just can't. Like I don't support that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I have a kid of my own. Could you see me going to a concert with my kid and some dude hitting on my kid, dude? I would knock them the fuck out. Like, and I wouldn't think about it either. That's the thing. I would just do it. You know what I mean? Not even thinking until afterwards, being like, oh shit, now I'm gonna go to jail again. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I've already been through the system for 10 years straight, dude. Went to prison, went to jail, been on parole, been on probation, went back to jail, went back on probation. Your dad once partied with Pantera in 1993. Well, your dad's fucking awesome. Because Pantera is one of the best heavy metal groups out there of all time. And I salute you to that, because Pantera has always been one of my favorite groups forever. And Dimebag Darrell is the nastiest motherfucker on guitar, like, hands down. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You want to see a dude play some fucking guitar? Go watch Dimebag. And it sucks, too, that he died, because I remember the day he died, and my friend told me, dude, you know how upset I was? You know how bad I've always wanted to go see Pantera live that I'm never going to be able to go see again? Like, it's just one of those things, like, and I'm not going to go watch Phil with another band go play Pantera songs. Like, I probably would go just to go, but it wouldn't be the same experience. That's like going and watching a Nirvana tribute concert that's all the band but not Kurt Cobain. I don't want to see that. I would love to see Nirvana when they were still around. Like, to me, Nirvana is like one of my favorite groups of all times. Honestly, for me, you want to talk about Pantera's favorite best album? Cowboys from Hell. Yes, I do know 40 Below Summer and Little Nino. I actually know, or Il Nino. I know of them both. I've heard of them both. I don't, like, listen to them all the time. But Primal Concrete Sledge off Pantera's first album, Cowboys from Hell. And then there was another song, too. I'll post them to my Facebook page tonight. I'll post the 2 concert footages that I like. But if you ever watched them do that Monsters of Rock tour, I think it was in like 94 or something like that. Dude, that show was fucking sick. You can buy their DVD that has the 3 Pantera DVD movies on it. I do know that. Did you ever listen to the first 2 glam albums? They changed their style up once they got a record deal. I hope everybody knows that. Oh, can you guys do me a favor and make sure to give a thumbs up on this video? It does help the algorithm. So anytime you guys give like a thumbs up or share my videos on any of your pages or just share my channel on like a page, social media, whatever, everything helps. So do whatever you can to help me get out there, dude, because I'm trying really hard. And even if I could just make a band, sorry, I'm fucking retarded right now. Even if I could make just a little bit of money off YouTube to like help pay a bill, I would have more money to do other stuff for like buying equipment, printing shirts, etc. You know what I'm saying? So everything helps. Thank you for whoever gave that thumbs up on this video. I appreciate it. AC/DC. I feel like AC/DC is a very influential band. A lot of people love AC/DC, kind of like Kiss, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're like the same type of thing. But I feel like a lot of people either love AC/DC or they hate AC/DC, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no in between. Like, personally, for me, I've always liked AC/DC, but they're just like one of those bands that I've never went out and bought an actual album of, you know what I'm saying? Because there's just always something better that I want that's not going to be AC/DC, you know what I'm saying? It's not because I hate them, it's just I'm not going to go buy their album and I'm not going to spin it on my turntable. It's just not going to happen, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I hate them? No. I know plenty of people that love that band too, and I don't mind it, but I just can't do it. Wow, my fucking neck hurts. But, yeah. They do have catchy songs, and I think that's why a lot of people like them, because they can drink and party to their songs. And who doesn't like party music anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where a lot of these bands get their reputation from, you know? Like, they put out a good party song. Like, we used to have this strip club around here that used to just play basically metal music all the time, but it would always be like, you know, Motley Crue or Poison or AC/DC or, you know what I'm saying? That's pretty awesome. I didn't mind Days of the New, to be honest with you. Jerry Cottrell is awesome. Metallica's pretty awesome. Right? That'd be awesome. Yeah, well then, I mean, that basically is their, you know, main album that everybody remembers, Back in Black or Highway to Hell. I mean, that's, you know, they probably sold countless numbers of fucking albums of those 2, you know what I'm saying? Dirty Deeds, yeah, everybody knows Dirty Deeds. Like, I used to hang out with these older dudes, right, when I was like 18, They sell pot all the time and shit. And I would go over there and party with them, and they would fucking listen to AC/DC all the time. They used to love AC/DC. I'd sit there and listen to it with them. I fucking partied with them. I had no problem with it. I was just like, yeah, dude, listen to whatever you feel like, you know what I mean? I go over there, we watch the Patriots game. I go over there, we watch the Sox game. Yeah, we salute you. That's Beastie Boys and Rancid. Yeah, that's pretty dope too, honestly. I wish I could see Beastie Boys and Rancid, but didn't want that one dude die from Beastie Boys like a couple years ago or whatever. And I never really fully got into Rancid. I mean, I definitely listen to their music, but not like recently or anything. I mean, I feel like if you know AC/DC, you should know all those albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, who doesn't know that? Like, I don't own any of their albums, but I know every single one of those titles. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I feel like if you was born anytime, you should automatically know this shit. Like, it's not a fucking mystery. It's not like people don't know. Maybe if you lived under a rock for the last fucking 20 years. That's just kind of weird, though. I don't know how anybody would know their albums. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not even the biggest AC/DC fan, but I know like people like that used to work with this dude named Rich. He used to love AC/DC. He used to listen to AC/DC all the fucking time. It's like what he did. See, I would have loved to see Sepultura or Typo Negative. I'm not even a big Typo Negative fan. I've never really sat down and listened to a lot of their albums, but I have heard certain songs on like soundtracks and stuff, and I don't hate them by any means. I would have loved to go see one of those concerts. I did watch, actually, I did go to like a Sepultura slash Soulfly show 2 years ago in Burlington, Vermont. I saw Max Cavalera live. He had a band with him, Soulfly. They did songs from each band on there. It was a pretty badass show, but that first Soulfly album that I have, um, they didn't really play any songs, so I only knew like 2 songs that they played, so it was kind of odd for me, but it was still a badass show. I love Led Zeppelin. I grew up listening to Led Zeppelin. My stepdad was um, a lead head, is what they used to call it, and 99 Rock every night. I think it was around like 9 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock. They would do this segment called "Let Out the Lead," and it used to play like an hour just straight through, no commercials, no nothing. It was just straight Led Zeppelin, and I've watched every single movie. I've heard every single album. Um, I love Led Zeppelin, to be honest with you. Led Zeppelin, like Pink Floyd, are like my 2 all-time like old school rock bands that I love. And Dazed and Confused is great. I actually have 2 copies of that album. Not of Dazed and Confused, but that Led Zeppelin album, Tony H. I got 2 of those. Yeah, I like the self-titled also. I actually own a copy of self-titled, and I own Led Zeppelin So-So or Four, whichever you want to call it. I own an old school copy that sounds fucking amazing. It just sucks because there's like static and shit on it. You hear like some clicks and pops. And then I bought a newer copy that's like a repress, and it does not match up to the old school. Like the old school definitely um, better. Fieldy leaves Corn over Bad Habits. And when did that happen? Caesar? Is this like recently? When did he leave? Is this like recently? Is this like news, or is this like back when Fieldy did that like Fieldy Dreams of albums that was bullshit? Like I don't know if you guys ever listened to his solo album that he put out, but that shit was horrible. Like it wasn't even worth it. Like he's just better off in Corn. Rush, my stepdad used to like them. I don't mind them. Why is he taking a hiatus from Corn? Huh. I guess I'm gonna have to look that up and probably do a video on that. To be honest with you, I'll have to go over all the information and bring it to you guys. Because that's new to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Rosie. She's fucking awesome. She's a chick I talked to that's from, I think, where the fuck is that? I'm trying to think of the fucking country. Today, I feel like he was a Christian, so I thought it was just had, well, you learn something new every day. It's like the same shit all over again, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, why would he do that? He's been in Corn this whole fucking time. And plus, I was planning on going to go see them this year with Stained. So, like, what the fuck? Any of you guys able to go out without masks now? Any of you guys vaccinated? What do you guys think about that? I'm not trying to change subjects or anything, but yeah, your dad saw a lot of great music, the lucky fucker. Yeah, you got your shots. How did the shots make you feel? Yeah, don't say the whole word in here, just say pandemic. They tend to flag that shit, just so you know. Yeah, they just lifted our mandates here too. Like, I go to work now and I don't have to wear a mask, so I think it's cool. Things are finally starting to go back to normal. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Because I am superstitious. Yeah, but I mean, like, did you feel dizzy afterwards? Did you get sick at all? Which one did you take too? Because I heard the Johnson and Johnson's like the worst one to get. Some people do think it's fake. I don't think it's fake. I just think they hyped it up way more to be worse than what it was, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like people really died over this shit. I feel like it was a real thing. I thought it was a real thing when it was just in China, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I had this in my head, so like, um, yeah, see, I was gonna do the Moderna one or whatever the fuck it was. Um, yeah, the Johnson Johnson one's the sketchy one to me too. I don't want that one. I want to get that other one that you just said. Um, but I know back when it first hit and it was just in China, I bought tickets to not Ozfest, Knockfest to go see Slipknot. I bought a ticket for me, my brother, and one of my best friends, and we were gonna go to that show, but for whatever reason, like I already had it in my head. I was like, this whole year is gonna be fucked. Like I just had this bad feeling and I couldn't shake it, and I tried for the life of me to stay positive about things, And then before I even knew it, like not even 2 months later, it was here in the U.S. and the shit just spread like wildfire, and it was insane. I was like, okay, and like people would blow up, like die in a meth lab, and they'd be like, oh, COVID, death from COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, I mean, if you don't believe that they're not, LH, what's up? How are you? Um, if you don't believe that the government isn't doing the face recognition thing to take your face and identify you, like if you have Snapchat, like your face is already in the FBI database. I'll tell you that right now. That's like a truth thing. Like it really is real. Like they really do. They are scanning individuals. Like there are certain countries right now that like police will stand outside in a van. They'll have like cameras up on it. So like if you're a felon and you're just walking down the street, like they're gonna scan you, your face, facial recognition, and then you'll get locked up. Good man, good. I'm good too. Today's my day off. I'm glad that I was able to stream tonight because the last week I wasn't able to. Yeah, China's like number one sketchiness I'm being watched for real. Well, I have Snapchat, but I have like every social media thing out there anyways, but I'm trying to like promote myself because I don't have money to promote myself. I'm trying to get as many subscribers as I can, so like once I hit 1,000 subscribers, like don't hate me, but I'm probably gonna put fucking ads in front of my videos so I can generate some revenue. You know what I'm saying? Because once I can start saving up more money, I can buy better equipment. Like I would love to get a MacBook or like one of those Macintosh. And I don't even like Macs, but they're really good for editing videos and shit. Um, I would really like to get a MacBook Pro or something to like edit on. And basically, it would just be for YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? But they're fucking super expensive. I can't afford that shit, dude. I had to go to Black Friday and buy a fucking laptop, and I was able to use PayPal to cash out. So I did like that 4 payment plan thing because it cost me like $100 every 2 weeks for my laptop until it was paid off. And it's probably the best computer I've ever had in my entire life right now. Like I went out and I bought real software to edit with. And everything I had to go do myself. You know what I'm saying? So like once I can start making money off this, would be great one of these days. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I appreciate all my real fans, like you guys that I've been talking to all night. Like y'all are fucking amazing people, awesome. Like I appreciate every single one of you. And honestly, it makes it fun to do these live streams like I do today because normally, like, I always thought about doing it. Yeah, it is kind of worth it. Honestly, I just don't care for China that much. Yeah, no, I don't listen to Wednesday at all. Wednesday 13s. I've heard of them, I just haven't listened to them, to be honest with you. It's not like my thing. Yeah, exactly. Well, like, if you think about our government, I think our government's fucked anyways, you know what I mean? Like, do you really think Joe Biden's the best president, the person that's fit for the job? Like, let's be honest here. Did I like Trump? No. I didn't fucking like everything about the dude. I thought some of his arguments were somewhat decent, but not everything that came out of his mouth. I was like, yes, like a Hitler type thing. It was like, just like Obama. I honestly haven't liked any president realistically for the longest time. Um, you know who was a great president? J.F. Kennedy. You know who was another a great president? Abraham Lincoln, even though he owned slaves, I'm pretty sure. But, I don't really care for this politic bullshit because I feel like a lot of it's just like bullshit. Like, you don't think the government's not lying to us? Like, you better think again. There's always a bigger picture to everything. And I'm not like a big conspiracy theory. You can say, whatever. I try honestly not to watch the news or pay attention to that shit because then I just start thinking dumb shit and it's not worth my fucking time. I don't care. Honestly, Ozfest 99 was like one of the best ones to be at. It was great. Yeah, I would have gone to Woodstock 99 if my fucking mom would have allowed me to. And that shit was bullshit, dude. Like, she threw the biggest fit about that. Like, I get I was young. That's like let my daughter go today. You're damn right I wouldn't let her go, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, fuck that. Get back in your damn room. But I feel like as a dude, I would have been better off and I would have been safer. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, see, I would have went friends or no friends. Honestly, you ever heard of R.A. the Rugged Man? He's from New York. He's a rapper. Um, I've always liked him, and uh, my buddy XP, shout out to Marshall, he's a rapper, and so is an Raw Death Seth. He's a rapper. They're local rappers from around here, and they're like really dope. They bring the bars, like, so they were doing a local show, and R.A. Rugged Man was like the main attraction. He was the biggest person there that had the biggest name. Because obviously they're local rappers from around here, so they don't really have that big of a buzz. But nobody wanted to go with me. Not one person wanted to go with me. I got out of work early enough that night to go, so I just brought extra clothes with me. I changed when I got out of work. I changed into my regular street clothes. I walked my ass across that bridge to Vermont. I went to that bar. I walked in. I paid my own way to get in the show, and I went and watched it by myself because nobody wanted to go with me. But I wasn't going to go miss out on a great show just because nobody else wanted to go. The whole emo thing, I'm not a big fan of it either. My friend Chris is. But, yeah, I mean, I'll listen to it when he's around and shit, but we don't really hang out anymore, so it's like one of those things where it's like I have like a best friend for a while and then they just stop coming around. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people after a while just end up getting sick of my bullshit or something, just end up leaving, but it's like, I put up with other people's bullshit too, so I feel like I'm not always the bad guy, and I admit that I've done a lot of wrong things in my lifetime, and I'm not perfect by any means, and I'm never gonna be perfect. So anybody out there that is expecting me to be perfect in all my videos, it's never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, I give it my all and I do my best that I can, but I'm never going to be perfect. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but my uh, English is not very great because I was stupid and I didn't pay attention in school. You know, certain things I couldn't get into. Like, it's just that way. Like, you know, certain things I paid more attention to. Like, my spelling sucks. I don't have a very good vocabulary, so that's why I could never be a actual rapper because to be a rapper or a lyricist, you have to have a good vocabulary. You got to be able to know your words. You got to know what the fuck you're saying. You got to do really good punchlines and shit like that. And you know, it just sucks because I'm never gonna be able to do certain things that other people have done. But I've always tried to do my best with any position that I've been given. You know what I mean, or anything like that. Like at my work right now, like I'm a boss. I go to work and I tell people what to do. And honestly, I don't hate Nickelback, but I don't necessarily like Nickelback either. Like, I just don't really care for them. Like, if that's your cup of tea, fine, go for it. I really don't give two shits. It's whatever. Like, I'm all set. Like, yeah, same here, kind of neutral. Like, I have friends that listen to them. Like, whatever, I'll listen to it when they listen to it. But other than that, I'm never going to go buy one of their albums, ever. Not my entire life. And that's just the honest truth of it. You know what I mean? Guys, make sure you give a thumbs up on this video. I got 2 so far. It says I got 5 people in here, 6 people in here. And I know that's not even a lot of people. Like, I know I'm not the best YouTuber, but fuck, man, I try like hell. And I always try to respond. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that if you ever comment on my page or anything, on any of my videos, I always try to respond back to everybody. I read everybody's comments no matter what. And I don't think that a lot of YouTubers do that all the time, but I definitely do. Just because I fucking care. Power Man 5000. They were good. Worlds Collide, you know, that album was fucking badass. I forget the name of that album, though, that song was on. Power Man 5000 is dope. I never hated them, that's for sure. I would definitely buy that album that has that song on it if it was on vinyl, if I could find it. But I don't ever see any Power Man 5000 stuff out there. But I also haven't looked either. Sean Olsen was released, you know. It was on the Crow soundtrack, the City of Angels. Yeah, I Want to Kill You. That's a great song, too. Um, I don't know. I feel like my favorite unreleased song, like one that people have never heard, is probably the Xmas song. If you ever heard that, it's off their demos and shit. And I think L7's in that song. I think Filter was a great band when they first came out. Hey Man, Nice Shot. Amazing album. But I just, you know, the guitarist from Filter, I mean, the lead singer of Filter was a guitarist for Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails and used to tour with Nine Inch Nails, and then he wanted a bigger pay, so Trent told him, he says, well, that pizza place is hiring, why don't you go deliver pizzas if you want more money? Basically told him if he needs more dough, then to get off his ass and do something about it. And he says, stop relying on him. He says, we have a contract. You play guitar for me at every show, I pay you X amount of money. And then he wanted to show Trent his song, Hey Man, Nice Shot. He had the lyrics already written for it, and he was going to give it to Trent for Trent to make a Nine Inch Nails song out of. But Trent told him, he was like, listen, if you never venture out on your own, you're never going to know if you're ever going to be able to make it or not. Stop trying to rely on me and go do something on your own. So he listened to Trent and took all his money and put it into that first Filter album. And he said from that song he's been able to buy his first house, and it benefited him a lot. So kudos to Filter, the lead singer. I don't feel like that they're a bad band at all. They're pretty good. I actually like them a lot. And that song was also on the Tales from the Crypt soundtrack, which I actually do own that. I actually got a variance of that from, I think, Zong Records. Same thing with me for Linkin Park. I like their first two albums, but once their third album came out, I kind of lost track. But it's a band that I really do like, so I'm actually going to try to get all their albums. I have their first album twice because I bought their first album, Hybrid Theory, like when it got re-released back in 2020. And then shortly after, surprise, they released a box set of the first album, so then I went out and I bought that too. So now I have two separate copies. And then I just got the Record Store Day release of Meteorola, and I got the bootleg of the Live in Texas show, which is awesome. And I have the DVD of that as well. So I'm going to try to buy all the rest of their albums. On Ministry, honestly, I don't hate them and I don't love them either. I've never been a huge fan of them, but I've listened to them when other people listen to them. But I mean, if you guys ever watched that Linkin Park video I did, I mean, that should pretty much tell you everything about how I feel about Linkin Park. Except for the whole Chester dying thing, like, I seen people cry over that. I didn't necessarily cry over it. I was upset. But at the same time, um, kind of like Kurt Cobain, musicians die all the time, and, as much as it hurt me for Kurt to die, I honestly, feel like that's just the way it was planned out for him, and there was nothing that we can do about it. Can't change the past, you just gotta move forward with your life, you know what I mean? And a lot of people do prefer Nine Inch Nails over Marilyn Manson. I only prefer Marilyn Manson over Nine Inch Nails because Antichrist Superstar is one of my favorite albums. But The Downward Spiral is also one of my favorite albums, which is like really close. It's like sits next to it. And I did like Godsmack's first two albums, and I actually bought Godsmack's first album in their hometown where they're from. But I don't own anything on vinyl. I just own their first two albums on CD, and it's the same CDs I've had since I was like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't really know the whole death of Chris Cornell, and if I did, I obviously already forgot like what happened and how he died. So refresh my memory, because honestly, I don't remember. I do know that he's dead. Like, I do remember that, but like, I've always liked Soundgarden, but I've never been like a super huge Soundgarden fan. I've always liked like Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots and Nirvana a lot more. But that's just my personal opinion, you know what I mean? Like, I've had a couple Soundgarden albums here and there. Red Hot Chili Peppers, One Hot Minute was one of their best albums. And what do you mean, so what's a good song? Do you want me just like... Yeah, I mean, I feel like when anybody dies, it's really unexpected, because who expects anybody to die? Do you expect anybody to die? Do you see this coming in their life? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, usually people are having a great time and so into the moment that that's not what they're thinking about. Like, rest in peace, I have a buddy named that was, his name was Shane, and he recently just died, and I'm not going to go into the details or anything, but he was a crazy dude, okay? He did crazy things. And I never saw it coming, and a lot of people did. They were just like, kept telling him, if you lose this life, shit's gonna happen. And eventually, his time came, and I feel like it was too soon. Dude was too young. He was like my best friend, dude. When he lived here in New Hampshire, me and him hung out all the time. So I just don't understand where everybody saw that, and I didn't see it. Like, I didn't see the signs. I don't know. Maybe I was just too close to him and not thinking about that because I loved him like a brother. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like with death, like one of my homegirls passed away. She got clean, and then one night she decided to use. She went to sleep. She never woke up. She overdosed. You know what I'm saying? So like, I would have never in a million years expected to find my girl Jen dead. You know what I'm saying? She died. And Audioslave is great. Foo Fighters is good too. I loved Foo Fighters' first two albums, to be honest with you, a lot. I like Nirvana better, though. Um, I Don't Owe You Anything. That's about Courtney Love. Oh, and another fun fact. Courtney Love had Kurt killed. There's no doubt in my mind. Everything points to her. Everything. Even that private investigator she hired points to him. Think about it. Watch the documentary. Watch that documentary. I think it's called Soaked in Bleach. Check it out. It's really interesting. I've watched every conspiracy theory or every documentary you can think of for Nirvana, and a lot of it's right here on YouTube, so just look it up. You'll find it. It's there. And American Spy Fox does a lot of stuff on Nirvana. Like, straight up, like, Courtney did it, yo. Like, you can't deny it. Courtney Love, you're a lying piece of shit. Just like all that shit she just said about fucking Dave Grohl from Foo Fighters and fucking Trent from Nine Inch Nails saying that he's a pedophile, and then Dave made him sign some paperwork or whatever, sign her signature, and she says, I'm unsigning it. Bitch, you can't unsign a document that you've already signed. Like, go do some more drugs, you fucking junkie. And you gotta remember, Kurt wanted a divorce. Kurt was already a millionaire at that point. You think she was gonna let that money go? All that bitch ever wanted was to ride the bandwagon, get as much money as she could, be as famous as she could, but yet she has no talent. And the fact that Kurt was hanging out with one of her friends that went to school for being a musician, went to actual classes to be a musician, was actually a really good musician herself. I forget her name, but he bought her a book that was like her favorite book or his favorite book or something. Courtney Love was super pissed about that, jealous about their friendship. There were so many things that lead to her getting rid of him. Like, you could say that it was all these other things. Yeah, I remember that too. That was fucking funny as hell. You ever watch that Seth MacFarlane DVD that he came out with that's like the really inappropriate shit? I forget the name of the movie, but it came out a long time ago. I have it on DVD. But, like, everything points to Courtney Love. And then, if you even ask Courtney's dad whether she did it or not, he wrote a book that tells everything that you need to know in it, if you can get your hands on that book. And he will even tell you that she did it. And then, one of their neighbors said, I know Courtney did it because she offered me $10,000 to whack him. So there are people out there that admitting that Courtney Love went up to them, trying to get them to do it. And Kurt Cobain filed a divorce for her, and you know what she did? She laughed and ripped up the divorce papers and threw them away. Yeah, exactly. It's because she always wanted the fame that she could never get. She was in a shitty band. Why isn't she in jail? Good call. So in the order for so the FBI took over the case for Kurt Cobain's death. Okay. So for the FBI, it was an open shut case, homicide, or not homicide, but suicide, and they got bigger fish to fry. They have like other work they need to do. This wasn't one of their top priorities. So for this case to open back up, we need to get people like the Seattle Police Department, like the chief, or like say like the FBI in Seattle, the dude that's in charge, to open up the case again, to take another look at it. It needs to be reopened. It's been closed for so long. That's why she's not in jail. And Queen, they are a great band. They're classic, and there's not really bad anything to say about them. I've never been like a huge fan of them, but I have definitely liked a lot of their songs, and Wayne's World definitely helped out with that. And I think Courtney should be in jail, and I feel like her daughter should know the truth, and she probably already does because she's seen all the dumb fucking shit. Yeah, I got Hillbilly Deluxe, and I bought his new album on vinyl. I actually did reviews on both of those. You can check them out on my channel. They're on my channel as we speak. I think I have like close to 90 something videos on my channel. So yeah, I definitely have a couple of his albums. I want to get more, but like I said, it's hard because like when I do have money to spend, I try to buy an album that I'm definitely going to listen to, and I've been trying to thin out my record collection, and then I got to pay rent on my own because I live by myself. I'm a single father with full custody of my child, so like, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be able to do it either. Yeah, so like Marilyn Manson, Twiggy, Trent Reznor, Billy Corgan, and the list just goes on, has fucked Courtney Love. Like, you know how many musicians have been inside Courtney Love? Like, that bitch is the biggest hoe in rock music known to man. And I believe Twiggy got with her first when they were on tour. Twiggy smashed it first. I'm pretty sure they all fucked her. And we all know Trent did, because she's like, he had small pee-pee, 9 Inch Nails in his underestimate, or whatever the fuck she said. False claim. She's just a bad liar. Like, ooh, because he didn't want to be with her. So she got all mad about it. And then he realized that she's a fucking psychopath, like everybody else does. Like, all she ever wanted was her band to, like, blow up so she could be famous. And look, she got her fame by fucking killing Kurt. And honestly, I hope that bitch fucking goes to hell. Yeah, I remember that. He's actually a full-fledged member of the Church of Satan. And the Church of Satan has actually put out bootleg live shows of Manson. I actually have a couple of them on CD. And it has their address, and you can write to them to join the Church of Satan if you want. Which me, personally, I'd have no fucking problem with. And yeah, it's kind of spooky, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, I've never been there. I've never been inside the place. I've seen the clips of him actually there and becoming a full member and everything. And I think it's, like, cool because, he's like, well, people say I'm Satan, so here I am being the Antichrist. And, I am whatever you say I am. You know what I mean? Oh, you read it in the book? Hard Long Road Out of Hell, or whatever the fuck it is. To be honest with you, I haven't even fully read it because It is all in his book. I have the book, I just have not fully read it yet. I suck when it comes to reading, though. I'm not the very best at it. That's why I'm better at listening, you know what I mean, than reading. Because I'm stupid. I didn't fucking go to school like I should have. I skipped a lot of classes when I was younger, and I was hanging out with the wrong people. I think Saliva was pretty underrated, but they had some pretty true fans. Like my friend Mickey, she fucking loved that band. Him and Twiggy were like best friends and roommates for like years, and they went everywhere. I don't know if you know this, but like him and Twiggy like suck each other off and shit. It's fucking disgusting. But whatever. They can do whatever they need to do. I have the book too, I just haven't fully read it. Rosie, there you are. I bet you've been in here the whole time. Now you're finally just saying something. I'm just not good at reading. I actually have a digital version on my phone too, where I can read it on my phone. I downloaded it for free off like some website. It actually has like all the pages like a real book. It's just a digital version. I did start to read it. I just kind of stopped when the whole fucking pandemic hit, and it just kind of like I didn't want to bring a book with me around forever because they said that it could live on like surfaces like plastic for 2 weeks, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, no, not Instagram. I meant like live on YouTube. But you said you get the notification, so I figured you would see it. They were like best friends at one point. Marilyn Manson interviewed Trent Reznor before Marilyn Manson ever became in a band, and he met Trent, and that's when he realized what he wanted to do with his life, and that's when he started Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. And then for whatever reason, they were fighting after Hollywood there, and basically he thought that Trent trashed the masters to his first like 4 albums, so he got really upset with Trent, and that's why everybody thinks Antichrist Superstar Master's gone. But if you look it up and you watch enough YouTube of Manson, you will find the interview on Howard Stern where he says that he did get the masters back from Trent. So Manson does have all his masters. It is not gone, like so many people keep trying to tell me. And listen, if I could find the video footage, I know when I saw it. I know what I saw. I'm telling you right now, it is there. Like, why they haven't released it, I don't know. You got the Hot Topic one that came out in like 2016, and I don't think we're getting another one anytime soon. But it would be cool if they would release all his albums again on vinyl, because I feel like that's what everybody wants. But, you know, it's all a part. Like, I feel like if I could sit down and talk with Manson and say, hey, you don't need a manager. You don't need a record label. Start your own fucking record label. Do shit yourself. Like, you would make so much more money. Sign artists that you want to sign. Do things your way. Like, fuck everybody else. You don't need these people to back you. You have a name. You made all these fans. You have enough people that are going to back you up no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's the facts, you know what I'm saying? And that's just straight truth. And if I could talk him into it, and I bet I could, I just need to be able to actually sit down and talk with him someday. But I've only seen him in person one time at a concert. That was it. And if they ever do release them all on vinyl again, you're damn right. I'm buying every single fucking one of them. I'm not giving up either. I'm buying every single fucking one of them. I don't give a flying fuck. Like, no doubt in my mind. Buying them all. Yeah, I mean, it's really true. I mean, he offended so many people, it's ridiculous. There's so many people that hate him. He's like one of those controversial artists. Either you love him or you hate him. There's no in between. There's not like, I think he's okay. Most people just be like, yeah, I don't care for him, or I fucking hate him. You know what I mean? And then there's the ones that are out there like us that were like, we love Manson. And I get it. And I totally feel that he should go independent. He needs to go independent on his own, make his own company, because then there's no label that can drop him. There's nobody to tell him no. There's nobody in front of him to say, you can't do this. Do what the fuck you want, dude. Yeah, he's getting the hate again, and I realize that. And I see people all the time on Facebook and Instagram bashed on him. You know what I always say? I stand with Manson. Where's your fucking proof? Exactly, he does. Well, he grew up as a Christian, so of course, he questioned his own beliefs. That's why he's doing it to everybody else. He wants you all to think for yourself as well. Yeah, I called up a concert venue place and tried to reserve 4 tickets for the Family Values Tour '98. Told them I'd be there in an hour and a half because that's how long it took to drive to fucking Massachusetts. Got there and the dude just sold the last 5 on me right before I walked in 5 minutes before. Said, oh, I thought the girl that came in was for you. And I said, no, motherfucker, I told you I would be here. After driving all that way, got to walk away with absolutely fucking nothing. And then they showed all that footage on the Family Values Tour. I think it was like in Connecticut or something. That was the concert I was supposed to go to. It's like stupid as fuck. But the closest place that I could find that was selling the tickets was in like fucking Mass. And I had to drive there. There was no online. I couldn't just fucking put in a credit card and get it sent to me in the mail. It just didn't work like that. Like, you had to go to the store and actually purchase it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so annoying. Because, like, even back when, like, there's so many more things I could have done if the internet was around. Because now I can just buy a ticket. It's on my phone. All I gotta do is make sure I get there. It's a lot easier. Back then, you had to make sure you had the ticket before you went to the show, because there's no guarantee that they're even going to take your money at the door. You know, I've actually never had anybody talk shit to me yet about wearing a Manson shirt, but somebody did come into my work the other day wearing a Manson shirt, and basically I told them that that's fucking awesome and that they were pretty cool, and I liked their shirt. I always, like, try to be positive, because even if I don't like something or I want to be negative something, or say I see a post online that I don't like, sometimes I'll start to type something and then I just backtrack, because honestly, I don't want to be negative. I don't have the fight in me anymore, guys. I just want to live a peaceful life. You know what I mean? I just want to do what I want to do. I don't care what everybody else thinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to just talk with you guys. If you like something that I don't, it's cool. I don't mind. Like, I want you to like the things that you guys like. Don't like something else just because somebody else likes it. Like it because you like it. You know what I mean? And that's just how I feel. Deftones Around the Fur is one of the best albums ever. Yeah, I wish people would give me those. Yeah, see, I would have loved to go to '99 also, but by that time I didn't even try, because honestly, it was the '98 concert I wanted to go to. I have so many Manson shirts. This is like one of my favorite ones, and I haven't worn it in a while, so I figure I'll wear it tonight for my live stream. Because I know you guys out there like Manson just as much as I do. I would like to be able to get the Hot Topic release of the red version of Antichrist Superstar at some point. And I still need the simply vinyl version of Portrait of American Family. And I still need an original copy of Golden Age of Grotesque. But they're just so expensive, I just don't have the money right now. Like I said, it would help if I actually made money off YouTube, but I put a lot of time in this. So eventually, one of these days, when I start making money, it'll be worth it. Yeah, exactly. Me too. Well, I mean, I'm gonna fucking support Manson no matter what. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Anybody can sit there and tell me that they don't like Manson or that he's a rapist, whatever, because I hear it all the time. You know what I always say? I stand with Manson. There's no proof. There's no police reports. You have no argument. Your argument is inconclusive. And honestly, my favorite Marilyn Manson song probably "Dried Up and Dead to the World" or 1996 or the actual song "Antichrist Superstar." Those are some of my favorite songs. Oh, and I really like Dope Hat too. That is one of my favorite songs. How do they scam you? Tell me more about that, please. And if you want, I believe my local record store has Adrenaline and Around the Fur down there. So if any of you guys want a copy, I can go pick it up and ship it to one of you guys, whatever. I think it's like 25 bucks or something like that. Just pay the shipping. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I like Mob Seed too, and I really like Golden Age or Cortez, but it's a really catchy album. It's just not my favorite. That's all. You know what I mean? Like, my favorite's Antichrist Superstar. It's always going to be my favorite album. No matter how many more albums he comes out with. Like, did I like the last album he put out, We Are Chaos? Absolutely. I loved it. I thought it was like one of his best albums he's come out with a long time, but it's still not my favorite. Like, his first 4 or 5 albums are always going to be my favorite, including Smells Like Children and Remix and Repent. Like, I really love Remix and Repent because it has the live tracks on it. So how did you get scammed about the Around the Fur vinyl, LH? Tell me. What happened? And why'd you just get a sealed copy of on CD? You know, CD's cool and all, but vinyl's better. Oh, and I got a Cottonmouth King CD in the mail today. I started to listen to it once it hit song 10, which is like one of my favorite songs. It's called Mushrooms. Um, it just sounded really staticky and like really fucked up, and I didn't like it. I had to take it out, and I think about messaging them and being like, hey, your CD's like defective, but I'm gonna play it in another CD player before I determine it. Because like I turned on my turntable afterwards, and I think I started listening to an album on there, and I think it was another Cottonmouth Kings album, and it sounded perfectly fine. So it's definitely not my speakers. Yeah, his new stuff is great too, but I definitely prefer his older as well. Like, his older shit's way better. Like, way, way, way better. Taproot, I could really care less for, to be honest with you. So you're telling me you got the jacket and the inner thing, but no vinyl? Or you got an empty package? No, not from Roland Rex. Personally, I've never received a bad album from them. But there is a pressing that was going around last year of Golden Age or Cortez, and there's a blue and a white copy of it. Stay away from both of those. The blue copy, the first side, the mixing, like whoever was mixing and mastering it for vinyl, like the volume goes up and down, certain sounds go up and down, like you could tell it was on like a mixing board, so like frequencies. I got the jacket with a sealed copy of the CD inside. What? Did you message them and tell them what you got? And did you look at the listing? Did it say it was a CD or was it supposed to be the vinyl? Yeah, well, you can tell too because the blue and the white vinyl have. It looks like they basically took the Antichrist Superstar stamper and then they like photoshopped it so it says Golden Age or Contest and all the song names, but it's the white label stamper. Just stay away from it. It's not worth it. Biohazard, Fear Factory, yeah. Biohazard's pretty sick too. I don't mind them either. And I've never heard about somebody sending out a sealed copy of the CD inside of a jacket. It's just makes no sense to me. I can't believe somebody would actually even do that in the first place. Like what? Like what benefit do you have on ripping somebody off? Like if I was you, I would give them absolutely the shittiest review ever and tell everybody to stay the fuck away from them. Surprisingly, I've only had like 2 orders be canceled on me through Discogs, and everything I've ever ordered, knock on wood, has come in. Yeah, I bought from Discogs a lot. I've probably made like 50 purchases within like the last 2 years. Yeah, I mean, if any of you guys see Around the Fur, make sure to hit up LH and get him a copy. Yeah, see, I would have loved to go to 97 to go see Black Sabbath and Marilyn Manson and Fear Factory and Machine Head and Pantera. That would have been the ultimate show right there, hands down. Yeah, see, I'd be pissed if I spent 25 bucks on a fucking CD. I would have sent it back and told him to eat shit. I would have sent him a bag of shit in the mail. So, just to be honest with you guys, like when people do me dirty, I do them dirty 10 times harder. And trust me, I've done some shady shit in my life, but some of those people absolutely deserved it. And there's always 2 sides to every story. So they can sit there and make it look like I'm the fucking bad person all they want and that they did nothing wrong, but absolutely I had every reason to do what I did. And if somebody did that to me, damn right, I would shit in a bag, put it in a box, and send it to them. Because I know it's nasty and it's really nothing they would want. And then they gotta take care of it afterwards. And by the time it reaches them, it's really gonna smell badly. Yeah, One Biscuit, Soulfly, Cold Chamber. All those are great too. I would have went to that one easily. System of a Down, Snot. That's what I'm saying. Just send him a box with this shit in it. You got his return address anyway, so just fucking do that. Fuck him, dude. I'd be so pissed if somebody did that to me. I don't care if it's 25 bucks, dude. That's 25 bucks that I didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Or 25 bucks more I could have had if I didn't buy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, every dollar counts. That's why when I say that if I got something for cheap, I got it for cheap. Or if I had to spend an arm and a leg, I had to spend an arm and a leg. The most I've ever spent was on my Marilyn Manson Antichrist Superstar OG pressing. I spent $450 for a sealed copy. Never again will I ever spend that much on a record. I spent $350 on a used copy that was mint of Mechanical Animals. And then I think I spent $220 on Portrait of American Family, the Hot Topic release, the box one. But they sent me a bootleg shirt with it, which I didn't really care because I'm not going to wear the shirt either. Oh, and that's another shirt I can give out when I do my 500 people, when I get 500 subscribers, I do my 5 shirt giveaway. That's another thing I'm going to do too. If you guys help me get up to 500 subscribers, I'm going to pick like 5-6 people and I'm going to send out For the Record t-shirts and some Marilyn Manson t-shirts. I have like 2 or 3 Marilyn Manson t-shirts I'll never be able to fit into. So I just want to give them to people that will actually wear them. And Rosie, eventually, pretty soon here, once I get more shirts in, I'm actually going to send you a For the Record shirt and that bootleg of Antichrist Superstar. Yeah, Adrenaline's a great one. Yeah, they have that one down at Newberry Comics. If I find a copy of Around the Fur and it's like cheap, I'll buy it. Like if it's like 20 or 25 bucks, I'll buy it for you and ship it to you. I'm sorry that happened to you, man. People are really shitty in this world. Like, I'll admit, I've sold some records for pretty decent money, but I've also spent a lot of decent money on certain records, so it goes hand in hand, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to rip anybody off, but at the same time, like, I need as much money as I can get, too. Like, I live by myself, I pay all my bills, like, my rent's fucking $900 every fucking month, plus electric, plus internet, plus fucking everything else, and you gotta think, all these records I buy, that shit ain't cheap. Plus, I got a kid I gotta take care of, buy shit for too. Plus, I take care of my fucking family. Like, dude, I spend way too much money. Like, I should be able to save money. I should have thousands in a bank account right now that I don't have. So that's why, like, once I can start making money off YouTube, it will help me so much. Like, yeah, you will. Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it, Rosie. And no problem, LH. I got your guys' back. See, my whole thing is if I had more, I'd give more away, too. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person where I like to make people happy. So if giving somebody a record that costs 25 bucks and that makes you happy, I'm happy to make you happy. As long as you're happy, that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like to make other people happy. Yeah, I got the white pony for 60 bucks too. Or maybe it was like 50 bucks. I don't know. I bought it off their website. Yeah, don't cry. Just be happy with what I give you. Because it is going to be sent out, but I just don't want to send the vinyl and the shirt out separately. I'd rather just send them together because it'll cost me less in postage and shipping. Because where you are, it's going to probably cost me about 25 bucks to ship it to you. But don't worry, it'll get there eventually. You'll get it. And plus, that's the other thing. If I say I'm going to do something, I'll always do it. Like, I don't say something if I'm not going to do it. If I don't plan on doing it, I won't say it. Like, I definitely plan on sending that to you. I can't promise you when I'm going to get shirts in again. But when I have the money to do it, I will get more shirts in and I will buy them for you. And that's just like the Deftones record. Like, if I find that downtown at any of my stores and I got the money, I'll definitely pick that up for you, man. Yeah, get the box set. It's so much better. It's totally worth it. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely worth it. Um, LH, if you got Instagram or Facebook, just join my Facebook page, my group. It's called For the Record. It's just For the Record. They're spaced out. Yeah, I did put some albums on Discogs. I actually have a couple right now. I have a Kiss for sale up on their Destroyer. It's a Japanese company. It's got the Obi strip and everything. I mean, it might be a little high priced, but that's what I paid for it. So I'm just looking to make my money back. I'm probably still losing money out on it, to tell you the truth, because I bought it from Japan, so it cost money to get here. And I didn't know how much it would cost to import a record to the United States, so I just kind of did it the only way that I could to see if it would actually even show up. And after like 3 months, it finally showed up. So I've listened to it one time. It sounds amazing, but I'm just not the biggest Kiss fan, and I would rather have the money for it. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody ever buys it, they buy it. But I made sure on Discogs I changed all my prices after posting them so that they were cheaper than anybody else's prices. That's why my Radiohead sold. That's why my Slipknot sold. That's why the Three from Hell sold. Yeah, see, that would be cool too. Ozfest 2000, Godsmack, Static X, Incubus. If you go on Discogs, just look up Severance 214. That's my Discogs name. Just add me on Discogs. It's cool, and you guys can. I definitely streamed a lot longer tonight than I normally do. And the sad thing is I gotta go grab my fucking Xbox from over there by the TV to bring it in my bedroom. And my downstairs neighbor, I'm surprised he hasn't banged on the floor yet, knock on wood, but he normally does, and then I have to stomp on the floor to let him know that I don't take nobody's shit. I live in my own fucking apartment. I pay my rent. He's a fucking junkie that sits downstairs and gets fucking high all day, like smokes meth and does dope and shit. Like he's a fucking straight up junkie. He doesn't pay rent because this whole pandemic happened. He got like the governor and a bunch of people to sign off saying that he can't be thrown out. Like it's complete bullshit. So now that everything's finally going back to normal, they're trying to fucking been getting him out for like 6 months now. It's ridiculous. And the day he leaves is the day I throw a huge ass fucking live stream party where I'll be playing music and everything. And yeah, I won't be able to be monetized, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I remember that whole Slipknot with Biscuit beef. You know they're friends now, right? But just so you guys know, I am going to log off here pretty soon because it's getting late. And I gotta go, like, chill. Oh, yeah, there's a picture of Fred Durst and Corey Taylor together. I just saw it the other day on Facebook. They were actually hanging out. I think they're gonna do, honestly, this is the longest live stream I've done so far. Results may vary. It was an okay album. It wasn't that great. It's not like my top Limp Bizkit albums, you know what I'm saying? $3 Bill, y'all's my favorite, and it always will be. After that, Significant Other, and it just goes down the line of their albums. Like, I didn't like that Cobra album either. That was just trash. I like Eat You Alive. That was a great song, but other than that, I didn't really care. And thank you for Caesar for staying with me with this wicked long live stream. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you guys that have been in here. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, though, okay? I'd be very much appreciative of it. And it helps the algorithm. So anything you guys can do to help my algorithm would be very much appreciated. Just like if there's anything I can do for you guys, you let me know. Because I'm genuinely a nice person, and I like to make people happy. So if I can do anything to make you guys happy, I always will. But that's only if, keyword if. I'm not rich or anything. I don't have lots of money. I gotta work my ass off. I pay my own rent. I pay my own bills. Like, I'm a single dad that has full custody of a kid that's about to be 12 years old. So, you know, like, I'm trying my best here, guys. I really am. And for anybody that doesn't think that, you know, to get on YouTube and make videos isn't work, it definitely is work, because I've definitely had to record videos multiple times, because, like, say I record it the first time, I sit down, I watch it, and say if there's something that I don't like about it, or say I made a mistake, I'm gonna scrap that video and I'm gonna re-record it again until I get it right. And there were certain videos I recorded like 5 times until I got the right one to put on the web. And I know that there's still mistakes on certain videos and shit like that. So just know that I do put in the work and that I do try hard for this. And this does take up hours of my time on my days off to make these videos for you guys. So it's not like I just set up the camera and then boom, I press record and that's it. No, there's a lot more that goes into it. I gotta edit it. Like, even my intro, you know how long that fucking thing took to make? Shit was not easy, man. But I got things set up the way I want to set them up, and, you know, even the intro song that's on my YouTube channel, I made that personally. I made that years ago. I made that beat. So, like, everything is from me. Like, that logo that I got, I made it online, but I had to pay for it through a company. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate you lots. Much love to you. Jonathan, you have been here the whole time, and I appreciate that. You are a very, very awesome young man. And salute to you, brother. You know, one of these days too, it'd be cool if I could get you guys like on like, um, you know, like, what is that, FaceTime or whatever, you know what I'm saying, where we do like video to video, where I could like record, you know, us talking about records or records that we love or something, you know what I'm saying? And I could have like one of you guys like be in my show with me, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's just through like webcam, I would totally do that. Because I've always wanted like people to like appear on my show and stuff, and I've messaged certain artists and stuff, but I feel like they don't get back to me because, you know, my I don't have the subscriber count. I don't have, you know, my name's not out there like a lot of people. So like, you know, I really am trying. Like, I would love to give you guys like interviews of certain artists, or, you know, whatever I can do. But I try to keep up with everything as much as I can. But it's just hard when I work 60 hours a week. Like last night when I clocked out, I believe I clocked out with like 59.10 hours. And I only had one day off last week, so I made a video on my only day off to upload to YouTube. So if I do have a one day off, I'm definitely live streaming, and then tomorrow you guys will get your normal video. And I actually have a video. How many ICP fans are out there? Anybody like ICP? Thank you, Caesar. I appreciate it, brother. Like, I'm always for you guys. Like, legit, the whole reason why I do this is for you guys. Like, if I didn't get the support that I get from you guys, I can't guarantee I would still be doing this, you know, 2 years later. And it just sucks that, you know, stuck at what, fucking 227 subscribers, but I worked my ass off for it, so I feel like I earn every subscriber I get, you know what I mean? Because it's hard work. It's really not that easy. Like, and you would think, you know, hey, YouTube's not that difficult. You just point a camera and shoot. Yeah, I get that. That's probably what some people do, but I can't do that. Like, I gotta look up information on albums. I gotta read off things. I gotta tell you information about it. I can't just do like a 2-minute video and be like, here's the album. This is what it looks like. These are my favorite songs. Okay, hope everybody has a great day. Bye. Yeah, no, fuck that shit, dude. I gotta fucking do my homework on that shit. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. But I want you all to know that I appreciate every single one of you. And thank you for all the comments on this live stream. This live stream is definitely a success to me. Because look at all these comments I got on here. It's probably at least like almost 100 comments on there. Great job, guys. You guys are awesome. But I do think it's almost time to call it a night. Because it's going on 10:30. Don't bother doing the research. Yeah, I mean, some people do prefer Twisted. But I prefer ICP, but I listened to ICP before Twisted was even a thing. You know what I mean? And exactly, most people don't bother doing their research on shit. Like, I legit look up shit before I even do my video. Like, I practice, I rehearsal, I, like, take the parts that I'm gonna do. Well, tomorrow's gonna be an ICP video. I'm just gonna give you that much on it. But just make sure to check it out. It is really great. Thank you, LH. I definitely will see you next time, hopefully. All you guys log back in and check that out. I will be back next Monday. Just remember, it's 7 o'clock my time when I usually start, so I don't know what time it was with you guys when I started tonight, but that's what time it normally is. And I'll always try to do, like, the best I can with everything, and, like, I finally figured out this OBS shit, so it makes it easier for me to do live streams. But, you know, like I said, it wasn't easy. Like, even to get everything the way it is set up on my screen right now, that shit was, like, fucking ridiculous. Well, it took me, like, 2 months fucking around with the program. I'll even show you something else. I don't know if it's going to come up here or not, but here, before you guys leave, I'm going to check something out. I even did this, so, like, so say if I wanted to start off my live stream with, like, my intro, I already have it in the program. So here, let's see if I can do it. Let's see if it's going to go. Oh, no, it's locked. I'm surprised it doesn't show up there. That's weird. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it's showing up. It's delayed on my end. But, yeah. It took me a while to figure out all that shit, just so you guys know. I appreciate you, Caesar. I appreciate you, LH. I appreciate you, Rosie. I appreciate all you guys. I've been trying to set everything up so, like, it's already ready to go when I do my live streams and shit. So, like, I've taken the time on my day off to, like, figure all this shit out for you guys. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be, but it still takes time to learn all these programs by yourself. Like, I don't have anybody teaching me anything. I don't have anybody that's like, hey, you should use this instead of this. I kind of just went to this blind side and was like, okay, I'm going to go do this. But I'm going to leave and end this live stream. Make sure to give this a thumbs up. Please share it on your social media. Please just go to my page, hit the share button, share my whole page on your social media. Go to Facebook, like my For the Record group. It's a group, okay? It's not a page. It's a group. Make sure it's the group one. The page one is being deleted in 3 days. It got 3 more days and it's gone forever. I'm not dealing with it. And remember, you guys are allowed to post anything that's music or music related, and the only other rule is be nice to people. So if they post something that you don't like, don't be an asshole to them. So right now, because I'm not monetized, you cannot do tips, super chat. I don't think it gives you the option, does it, Caesar? It's not like in your options, is it? But if you go in my description and you go to my GoDaddy page, there is, a link there to a PayPal account that's strictly in For the Record, which is in my business name. because I'm trying to make this like a legit thing, like start it from the ground up, and I'm gonna build it by myself so nobody can destroy me if they don't like something that I do. You know what I'm saying? But you can send me money there. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can send it to. It has like what do you want to call that? A donation button if you guys wanted to, but I'm not asking you to. But once I get monetized, when I get 1,000 subscribers, that's when you guys will be able to do the super chat thing, I think. Let me see on this thing here in a second. I'm going to try to figure this out here. Later, Caesar. I hope you have a great night, brother. Yeah. Yes, yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, it doesn't have it, Caesar. You're right. So I think I can only do that once I get 1,000 subscribers. But if any of you guys ever want to just go to my GoDaddy page, there's a donate button with the PayPal symbol. You can donate money to my PayPal account, and that will go back towards this channel. So any money that, or if you guys want to like pre-order a shirt, any money I make off that will automatically go back into this channel too. That's the only way you guys can support me right now. Until I get 1,000 subscribers, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Because I'm not monetized, and every time I get a bunch of subscribers, I always lose 2. I don't know why that is, but the other night I was at 229, and then the next day I was at 227. And before that I was at like 225, then it went down to like 223. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you guys ever want to do that, just let me know that you are. I don't check that account all the time, but I do have a card that's linked to that account, so if you do donate money, I can purchase things like studio equipment and stuff like that. Like I want to get a new mic eventually. I got to get a couple other things, you know, shit like that. So if you want to pre-order a shirt, just let me know. I'll get the message eventually, but you know, the faster the pre-orders fill up, the faster I can get them printed and shipped out to everybody too. And any money I make off YouTube is basically going to go back into my YouTube channel. So if there's any way you guys want to support me, that's the way to do it. I'm not ever going to beg anybody for money. I'm not going to ever tell you that you have to, because that's just not who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this all by my own for almost 2 years now, and I appreciate all my real fans. You guys here tonight are like the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, every single one of you subscribers is, I'd rather have you than 1,000 fake subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. But I hope you guys have a great night, and I'm gonna log out of here. And Rosie, message me on Instagram. Love you guys. Stay safe. All right. Peace.